found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
We have a starting quarterback, and the Cleveland Browns have a starting quarterback. Boy, I'm so glad Jimmy Haslam has something else to keep his eyes on, because my eyes are on the prize. My eyes are on the prize. The prize, I say. My eyes be on the prize. Bino, Jeff, and Briney Boy, we have ourselves a starting quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and chillins of all ages. And how fired up, focused, and prepared are you right now, Bean Star, for that?
I am excited about that, Tony. I mean, I'm excited that football season's so close that we have a starting quarterback named. It came a little earlier than I thought that it might, but it's in my opinion good news.
Well, here's the backstory, and look, I give George McIntyre a lot of credit for coming back and having a pretty good summer, though he didn't have a good scrimmage on Saturday. In fact, he wasn't good. Turned the ball over a couple times, got us kind of will get you beat, when you do that. But the face-on Brandon of it all, the backstory is coming out of spring ball, the quarterback coach knew, or the offensive coordinator in name knew that he was the starter. And everybody pretty much associated with the program knew he was a starter. And as I wrote today in the blog, because Orange Throat predicted this would happen, and I wrote today in the blog that you can go read it over at tclub.team because we have a pretty good report in there. Because look, this college football, this kind of is where the sport is going. True freshmen are starting to start seasons more and more. Last year, 4 of them did it. And the 4 that did it had pretty good results. I mean, they didn't light the world on fire. The guy at Cal is probably the best of the bunch. But, and we'll go through this a little later on. Here is the backstory, though, is that Faison Brandon saw an opportunity here, took it seriously, did not behave like an 18-year-old, showed a lot of maturity, took the bull by the horns. Now, Heupel has never started a season with a true freshman quarterback. He has played a true freshman quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, the Flying Hawaiian, early in a season, but he's never started a season with a true freshman quarterback. And Brian, I want your thoughts, because the entire time we were thinking, oh, how is this gonna play out? Is the head coach going to get to the spot where he is comfortable doing this? Well, he was sort of left no choice, because Faison Brandon's better. And, and we'll see. We'll see what that means. We'll see what any of this means. Here's what I know, and I'm not jumping the gun on you here, but this DGG character, Bino, is this guy any good? Before I get Bry's thoughts on what we witnessed, is this guy any good, Beanstar?
Yeah, Tony, I only I've recorded the game. I only saw the first half.
He any good, Bino?
And he was. I understand he was a whole lot better in the second half, and I was pretty impressed with what I saw in the first half.
Exactly right.
He's a man. He's a man.
You watch a sport, and I was talking to somebody about him over the weekend. Guy doesn't drink soft drinks, doesn't put any processed sugar in his mouth at all. One of these types. I'm betting on him. And the bottom line is, Faison Brandon left them no choice. Never went home in the summer. Never did hey, look, if I was an 18-year-old and I had money in my pocket, and maybe he doesn't know what he doesn't know, which is the rigors of the upcoming football season. Maybe he thinks he'll be able to get some time away, because he's not. It doesn't work that way at this level. But, GMAC went on a nice vacation. This kid never did that. And I'm not saying McIntyre didn't win the job because he went on a vacation. I'm not saying that at all. But this guy here took the bull by the horns and flat out, as an 18-year-old, went in there and proved to his head coach. Hey, I'm not a true freshman. Give me an opportunity here. This is my football team. I got a lot of time for that. Brian Hartman, who Joey Football went off for his Jaguars over the weekend. Brian, your thoughts on this, my friend?
Well, you got to get somebody named the starter. I've always thought this about at least 2 weeks before your first game.
Yep.
And really, we're 3 weeks before the first real game. You could almost look at the Furman week as an extension of fall training camp because that's an extra week of practice for a glorified scrimmage. But you want the guy to take as many reps with the first teamers as he can so they can get used to him. He can get used to them. He can get used to being the number one quarterback. And I think what you'll see is during the Furman game, he'll play the first half and we'll play the first series of the second half and then come out.
Yeah, because you have a starter now. That's exactly right, Brian. We don't have to play games. And I'm with Bino. They did it a lot sooner than I thought they would. I thought they would drag it into not the first week, but at least a week from now. So, and I believe Josh Heupel's going to talk at some point during our show. We'll check in on him when that happens. But I'll tell you, Bri, it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time of the year. It's great news. I will watch 2026 personally. I don't tell anybody how to think. It's never been my style. I'll give you my take. You have yours. We can agree or disagree or whatever. What scares me is when I walk to somebody and they go, man, I agree with you all the time. I'm like, please. No, you don't. I don't even agree with me all the time. But I watched 2026. I'm going to watch it with an eye toward 2027. And Bino, we were on here Friday and people were laughing at us, but we were giddy, Bino. Giddy, I say, about this quarterback. I mean, about this running back from Chattanooga. Giddy for what the future might hold. And I know, I know some people want to make fun of that, Bino, but I'm really serious, man.
No, I think he's a special talent, Tony, and I think you can see that. I also think the position he plays, it's a little bit easier, much easier to project what you've got going forward than you do in a quarterback, because there's just so much more that a quarterback has to do and has to deal with than a running back does.
Yep.
In college football. And I was happy when he committed. I'm even happier now after seeing what I saw on Thursday.
And when you watch that second half, it's going to freak you out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that, Tony. And something that you said earlier about the trend to kind of go toward freshman quarterbacks. I just think we're going to see more of that, just basically due to the current state of college football.
Yep.
And the ease of movement.
Yep.
I think now if you've got a kid that's a freshman that you project is your future, I think you have to play him now before he leaves and plays somewhere else.
No question. No question. That is the truth. And now what we need to do is we need to petition the NCAA to reduce Arian Carter's suspension to one game. Dr. Danny Sheridan is right about that. They should be working on that behind the scenes. This thing of how Drew Rosenhaus yesterday announced that one of his clients left a camp to go into the transfer portal, who was going to make a team, who was having a very productive preseason. I mean, this thing is a complete and total mess, Bino, and Arian Carter gets suspended for taking $400. And this guy had a signing bonus in the close to $500,000, Beanstar. But he's going to be able to get in the portal, come right back, Come right out here and play.
This is many times I come on here, Tony, and I can't help it. My opinions are somewhat orange tinted. There's nothing orange tinted about this. Arian Carter's suspension is just exactly what Josh Heupel said it was. It is bull hockey, period. It's nonsensical.
Yeah, it's Daquan Wright, the tight end going to LSU. It's exactly right. And LSU is going to claw back the Pilburn guy too, or Pyburn. Here's the thing. And I mean this with all due respect. And Throat's right today in the blog when he says it's such a mess out there in the landscape that you've got to figure out which player is tied to which case. Like I had somebody the other day, and I don't blame anybody, but I had somebody the other day. I was walking on Friday, and somebody said, "Hey, I don't know whether you addressed this on your show today, and I'm not trying to bother you, but does that affect our basketball player? The fact that this got rolled back today?" And I looked at him and said, No. The basketball player won his own case. So some of these guys are tied to this case. Some of these guys are tied to that case. Some of these guys are tied, which leads me to this. Jimmy Haslam ought to be the commissioner of college sports. He's done a really nice job with the Clowns in Cleveland. It is not accidental now that he has something to really, really focus on, because I want to explain something to you. The Browns today named Deshaun Watson as their starting quarterback. Did you see that, Bino? After a horrendous display of football by him over the weekend. Did anybody see that? Have y'all seen that? That's out there.
I did not, Tony.
Okay. Brian, have you seen it? He's a starting quarterback?
I just know he got named starter.
Okay.
No.
So check this out. Check this out. They had a Schiano Saturday. Jimmy Haslam was the reason we were hiring Greg Schiano. I want you to remember that, okay? I want everybody to remember that. Because what happened after that was he seeded the way for Charlie Anderson to jump in here, and that's what led to the whole Filmer experiment, Filmer and Greg. And that was unfortunately the whole Pruitt. But Pruitt left a pretty good team. Scully left a pretty good team for Heupel, and here we are. But they had a Shano Saturday up there. They had a guy who, the last time he was on a field, they hated him so much because of what he did in his personal life. People say what they want to say, but those people in Cleveland, and I've been listening to their station this weekend. In fact, I encourage people on the blog today, 92.3 The Fan there, click on it, give it a listen. I even put the listen live in there. You'll find it comical, and you'll hear a lot of passion out of these people. And they don't want to look at a guy that had 24 counts of what he had 24 counts of, and all the women he paid off, and then all the other ones that wouldn't come forward because they didn't want to get involved in it, but there were a lot more. They didn't want that guy in their midst. Just like the national media will never understand about Shiano Sunday, something I understand, and it's one of the reasons I cried on the air when they named him head coach. And I don't, and I'm not ashamed of that. I know Matt Jones was making fun of me. Matt Jones. I don't go through life talking like that, Matt, like you do. But it's all right. No problem, brother. One thing we are here is we're passionate and we're informed in this little corner of the world. I'm going to share this with you. So their fan base Saturday, the last time they saw this guy, they cheered him when he blew his Achilles out. He was laying on the field and they were cheering when he got hurt. That's how badly they hate this guy. And the hate there is visceral for this guy, just like it would have been for Schiano. We did that to Jimmy Haslam. We won. He was not going to let another fan base win. They were speculating today that Shedeur Sanders guy was going to be named the starter, and I knew in my heart of hearts. That's why I wrote about it in the blog that I published last night. There's no way Jimmy Haslam was going to let that fan base win the way we won. That That galls him that we did that to him, because nobody says no to that guy. People used to say to me when I would criticize him on the air, nobody in talk radio does that here. Nobody. Like as in nobody. Because they're afraid of those people. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I don't live afraid. I let the chips fall where they may. I speak the truth. Not only is Jimmy Haslam the same guy that was going to hire Schiano, he mortgaged the Cleveland Browns' future. Brian, how many first-round draft picks for him? Do you remember? Because I think it's 3. And then a couple other picks. And then he gave the guy a $250 million guaranteed contract, the first ever all-guaranteed contract in the history of the National Football League. Now, if that isn't the worst move in the history of professional sports, I don't know what is. It is incredible. It is incredible. But I digress, because we've come through the wilderness. And I'm tying this all together because I have talent. We went through a stretch where we went through that back in 2017. We went through the Pruitt years. We're going through the early Heupel years. People want to get on Heupel, okay? Because they say, well, in year 6, you shouldn't be starting a true freshman quarterback. What does that even mean? This is not the college football you grew up with. The only thing that matters in college football is what's happened in the last 5 years. So let's tie it to today. We've gone through this wilderness phase, and we've been ramping up. At 2026, as sure as I'm sitting here, now there's a big if. And this is my question for you today at 865-200-5402, and we're wide open for your comments. Now that we're here, now that we've named this guy the starting quarterback, 1, is this the right thing to do? Go with a true freshman. And 2, what kind of season, in your opinion, is this guy going to have? Those are the 2 questions. Bino, right thing to do? What do you think? Name this guy the starter?
I think it's absolutely the right thing to do, Tony. I'm not sure why I'm so convinced of that. I've seen George McIntyre play very little. I've seen Faison play not at all. But my opinion is that he gives us a much higher upside, a much all-around type of quarterback play going forward than George would be able to supply. I think he's a better fit for Heupel's offense also. I think he's more physically ready for the rigors of Southeastern Conference football, even though he's a true freshman.
This is the thing about major college football is a lot of head coaches don't have the guts to put a true freshman out there. They just don't. Last year, 4 guys did it, as we wrote about in the blog today over at TonyBasilio.com, tclub.team. 4 guys did it last year, including a starting quarterback at Michigan, and they went on and had a pretty good year. The kid at Cal plays in a pretty good league. It's not great. It's not the SEC, but he was damn good. He was what Nico was supposed to be. He was the Polynesia Bowl player, Oil of Polynesia. But he was very good. The kid at Maryland was very good. And who was the 4th? There was one more. Somebody want to help me? Let me look it up here. But there were 4 of them. And the reality is that Bino said, look, you're either going to go one way or the other. Because if you got one of these young guys and they're a 5-star kid, you're going to start seeing more of this. And it's not an indictment on Heupel. Bryce Underwood at Michigan was one of the guys last year. The kid whose name I can't pronounce at Cal. And then the Bachmeier guy at BYU. Now, the BYU thing was extenuating circumstances because the quarterback that was going to be the quarterback ended up at Texas Tech last year because he broke their code there, whatever their code is. I'm telling you right now, this is exciting. Now, the question for you is, what do you expect out of this guy? What can we expect? If he goes anywhere near what these 4 guys did last year, we're going to be over the moon. The 4 guys that played last year all played well from the jump. And here's the thing about it. Look, here's the thing about this stuff. A lot of coaches will do what Heupel did back in 2019 because we've seen that here. You don't put the true freshman in right away. You let the team – the old system of doing things was you let the team start September badly. Then you play them. That was the old model, right, Bean? Let them lose a couple games, or if a guy gets hurt. Why?
Yes.
Here's my thing. If this guy's my best player at that position, play him.
Yes.
Play him. I'll never forget sitting at a scrimmage with Doug Matthews when they were open. And he looked at me and said, those true freshmen are going to start at quarterback. That was 04. I said, Doug, nobody does that. It's never even happened. He goes, they have no choice. I said, what do you mean they have no choice? He said, Tony, that leak guy he's not going to play. He said, that's it. It was a Saturday night. He said, that's it. He goes, watch. And he was right. And that was 20 years ago. I mean, let your best players play. Here's the other thing about the Faison Brandon thing. If they would have gone with what you do conventionally, which is to say you let McIntyre play a couple games until you don't, and then you introduce your true freshman, which really is the same thing. You're just letting him play and start the season. Everybody in that locker room knows who the starters are. Bino played team sports. I played team sports. Everybody knows who the best players are. And by the way, on all teams, when somebody's like a teacher's pet type, and I'm not saying that happens in major college football, but when somebody plays that shouldn't be playing, everybody knows that too. Is that a fair and accurate statement, Bino?
It is, Tony. It is. Tony, yes, maybe in the old landscape of college football, it might be somewhat alarming to see a true freshman start in year 6. In the old landscape of college football, Nico would be a senior here. He wouldn't be at UCLA.
That's exactly right.
And Faison Brandon would come in, and that's the kind of guy that a true freshman would come in and sit behind for half a season, a whole season.
That's exactly right.
And not think about packing his bags.
That's exactly right.
Now, with all of the transition that you've going on, a lot of times I would say that your quarterback competitions are like we've seen. 2 guys that haven't proven anything yet. A guy like Faison is not going to sit for very long behind a guy like McIntyre.
Willie Fritz has that same thing. He's got a freshman phenom at Houston many people thought would start, and they're going to start Connor Wegman. He said last week during a press conference. Because you want to ease these guys into the pool. Hey, last year 4 guys just got thrown in. And it wasn't pretty early in the year for the Michigan. Michigan lost a game to Oklahoma that they would have probably won later in the year. Although Oklahoma turned out to be a pretty damn good team, but their true freshman got put in a straitjacket. Look, and this guy here is going to get put in a straitjacket by some teams. That's the other thing. I don't have like off the chart expectations for him. I don't have off the chart expectations for anybody until I see them play on a college football field at quarterback. That running back, I'm pretty excited about him. Why am I excited? Am I being a hypocrite? No. because that guy is next level. And that guy's a physical freak. Go to the phones.
And you can play running back at a higher level in year one than you can quarterback.
That's correct. The quarterback thing, but if anybody can do it, and anybody can go out there and have a really solid year in this league, it's a guy with this kid's mentality. I didn't take a break in the offseason. I never left campus. I didn't take a day off in the summer. I was there first in, last out, which is what Heupel said about the guy, which was a tell back in the SEC media days, and Heupel does not tell. And this guy has behaved unlike any true freshman I've ever heard of behaving in a spot like this. Generally, these kids don't behave this way, and especially once you put some money in their pocket. Remember, these guys are both seven-figure, McIntyre and him. Nobody handed me seven figures when I was that age. I'd hate to see what it would look like if you'd handed me seven figures at that age. But let's go to the phones.
Tony, I believe Heupel's beginning to tell a little bit. I believe he's beginning to tell a little bit.
Yeah.
Go out and get your mustard. Go out and buy a bunch of mustard.
Yeah.
Hey, Faison is the first in, the first out. Hey, this NCAA stuff on Carter is bull bleep. He's beginning to tell a little bit, in my opinion.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. We're gonna hear him here in about an hour. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey guys, it's Drew. How's it going?
Hey, Drew, welcome in.
Hey, so one thing that'll be interesting before I get into the Faison thing is
Sure.
Will that carry over on the field with the referees?
That's
You know
a
what I
good-
mean?
Yeah, it's a great point.
Like,
Now,
I'm
Drew,
starting to think it might.
just from, I don't think Heupel's ever been. I don't think he's ever been very withdrawn at getting on officials during the game. He does that. I think where he falls back a little bit is after the game.
right. Okay.
I think people would like to see him come after him more, but he's always been pretty vocal and demonstrative on the field during the game.
Pretty good stick, Bino. The other thing they need to get away from now that we're all offenses are going to slow down, which is the belief, is this lay down lineman nonsense.
Yeah, it needs to go.
It's
kind
time
of
to be
embarrassing.
serious, man.
Kind of not next level.
No, it's time to be serious and try to win playoff games
Yeah.
beginning next season.
So I'm very excited. I think the proof was kind of in the pudding. It was obvious what was coming after the SEC media days comments. I think that the signs have kind of been there that it was ultimately trending this way, but obviously Faison won it in the scrimmages. So
yeah.
And obviously we're getting limited news out of the scrimmages, but what you heard out of the second scrimmage with the offense not having a bad day, but him being able to scramble and make some plays with his legs is, to me, kind of the clincher. I want a guy, especially a freshman, where things can break down that doesn't force that. I feel like with George, with a guy that can't scramble in situations like that, you're going to have a guy that'll force the ball more versus with this guy who's going to tuck it and run. There's an injury concern there, but it makes us a little more versatile on offense. So I'm excited that Faison won because I think this offense has shown throughout the years, if you have a guy that can not only throw the ball and is accurate, but can get outside the pocket and make plays when things break down, that's where we're ultimately at our best and we can extend drives. So to me, this is the guy that I wanted to win because he has the most versatility. As far as my expectations, obviously, I rile people up in the chat and do my bit and whatnot, but I do think we're probably going to be right around 7-5 or so. There's some swing games, especially like the Georgia Tech game early on, that are going to determine if that can be maybe like an 8-4 or 6-6. But, and Tony, I mentioned this to you, I think, and it's natural. We're so obsessed with the quarterback position because it's so important. It's the most important position on the field. I just can't convince myself, regardless of how good this guy is, to believe that the defense is going to be good enough with what they lost versus what they brought in, that they're going to be good enough for us to be in playoff contention. I I'm glad that Faison's getting this experience now because the schedule is going to be much harder next year with a lot of these first-year coaches in year two, and the big games are going to be on the road. So I'd rather go ahead and have Faison for that reason as well, get the experience. But for me now, the attention needs to shift to the defense. I'll trust Heupel and the offense to do what they're going to do, but I just can't do enough in my mind to convince myself that this defense in the first year under Knowles, with the guys that they have on the field and some of the injuries we've already taken, are going to be good enough to make that much of a difference in our win-loss total, regardless of what Faison does.
Thank you, Drew. I think I think those are fair statements all the way around. And I'll add this about Knowles over the weekend. They dialed it up on those quarterbacks, and particularly Faison Brenda, but they dialed it up on both guys and did some exotic things to those guys to confuse them, which is what we reported today. And they succeeded in that. So, and Weathersby had a big scrimmage, and Gilliam's are probably their best defensive football player. It does give me some hope that their defensive line has looked pretty good in camp. Now, Rodney Garner's never going to say that, but that does give me hope. People say, well, why are you punting on this year? I'm not punting on this year. I'm managing expectations on this year. I think it's a big ask if you think a true freshman quarterback is going to lead you to the playoffs. I just know some people don't want to hear that, but I'm a keep it real person. I always have been. I always will be. There's no other way I'm going to do this show. I'm just going to keep it real with you. And they confused Brandon over the weekend, is my understanding, and that's okay. Again, that helps you grow. To me, Bino, I would much rather my defensive coordinator over there expose some things that need to be worked on, and the offensive line had a little bit of a rough day for that reason, Bino. I think that's a good thing, personally.
Yeah, what I think is a good thing, Tony, is it seemed in the first scrimmage like the defense was way behind. Mm-hmm. My understanding.
Sure.
And it seems like in the second scrimmage, it looks like that things reversed. And I guess if you're going to wish for some kind of result in scrimmaging against yourself, yep, you hope that it's kind of a draw somehow, right? Well, where one side you're not just totally out on. And Tony, I'm doing the same thing I always do. The closer the season gets, the more we're going to win. I thought this was a 7 or 8 win football team, and now we're close enough. I think it's an 8 or 9 win football team. So
there you go.
No, at least each side of the ball has confidence that they've had one good scrimmage.
That's exactly right, Bri. That's exactly right. The last thing you want to hear is your defense is a corpse. Hey, they tried to dial it up, and they went out and looked like Deshaun Watson over the weekend. CB Brent TV3. Listen, some say that Brandon has issues throwing in the middle of the field. I'm sure he does. He's a true freshman, man. He's 18 years old. What does that even mean? Some say, okay. He's a freshman, man. See, that's the thing about this. Anyway. 865-200-5402. We got a couple folks on hold. We'll get right to you. I promise. And some more calls. It's you up till Heupel after this. Want to be inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie. They underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and their Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired, foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition and top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, blood orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexio Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexio builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the .1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexio.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexio, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to Big Chilio, back with you. As we welcome you back, 865-200-5402. As we welcome you back on the one, the only. This is your Tony Basilio Show. I'm going to go ahead and go to our phones as promised. If you want to get in with us, 865-200-5402 on a pretty historic day. Second time in the history of the University of Tennessee, a true freshman is going to start the season as the starting quarterback. It's pretty remarkable. The last time it happened, it was Brent Schaefer. And this time around, it's Faison Brandon, who's, no offense to Brent Schaefer, I think a little more serious of a player. So let's go to the phones. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. Appreciate you being there.
How are you?
Hey, welcome in.
So I just think it's worth noting that a true freshman today of this caliber is nowhere near what a true freshman meant back in our day. The training they receive, everything they get ahead of time is just such a more elevated athlete. In our day, it was a freak of natures were the only ones that would get a chance to start. They weren't developed in a lot of ways. I think the kids that come in that are these superstars that are freak of nature, plus they're getting all this additional training and preparation, puts them in a really good spot. And I think that's why there is opportunity and hope for a lot of success with this young man. But between the years stuff is the stuff you don't know about anybody, whether they've sat on your bench for 2 or 3 years, learning your system, you get into a big game situation. Where are you really at?
Well, you bring up a great point, and I sit here today, and I just kind of appreciate how hard this kid has gone at it, because at the age of 18, that's a very difficult thing to be that mature, to see that in front of you. Obviously, these guys are well paid, though. See, that's another difference today versus back in the day. Back in the day, a kid like that might have gotten $50,000 in the house paid for. You know what I mean? Now it's very high stakes. Very high stakes. These people have like support staffs and agents, and we don't want to think about that, but it's different. It's totally different, right?
It's absolutely big business.
Sure it is. Yep. I can't imagine the pressure on these kids as well, and the pressure on this kid to perform when he goes out there. Because again, it isn't like 20 years ago just give it the good old college try. Now you are a professional athlete.
And your future earnings are tied to your current performance.
That is correct. Your future earnings are tied to your current performance. That's well put by you.
Now, I'm like Bino. The closer it gets, the more optimistic. 3 weeks ago, I was like, well, this could be a 7-5, an 8-4, or maybe a 9-3 team. It all depends on quarterback play and defense, right? But as it gets closer, I got to get excited and think 8-4 would be a very good season this year with a young true freshman quarterback. And I would love to see 9-3 if some things fall our way.
Yeah, 9-3 with a true freshman quarterback against that schedule will be an incredible season.
It'd be special.
It would be really fun.
Why not us?
Why not? Yeah, I agree with that. And
it happens out there every season. There's something like that happens. Why not us?
Sure,
why
it
not
does.
This young man has worked and earned it.
The big game and the real opportunity for that is the Georgia Tech game. It's a swing game now.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for him to go on the road, adversarial crowd, be it all smaller than what he'll play at home, but to demonstrate composure and poise and command of that offense in that situation could really set the plate and build his confidence and build the team's confidence. Frankly, you got to have a team has to believe in him.
Sure.
You can believe in him in practice and scrimmages, but out there on the field, how does he demonstrate and lead the team? Because if they don't believe behind him, we know the results of that. We've seen that in the past.
That's exactly right. And look, I appreciate the call. Thank you. And I think that's a great way of looking at the season, what he just said. To me, it's building blocks. And, look, if you get to a playoff, more power to you. You guys want to add anything to that phone call before we go back to the phones?
No, I think it's great points he made, both on the advancement of quarterbacks today as opposed to 22 years ago, which was the last time that we put a true freshman out there on the field. And he's right. The questions are still there. You got a first-year quarterback. You got a first-year defensive coordinator that basically that historically it's taken 2 years. A lot of questions out there. I'm just an optimist before things start by nature. I think that's the time for optimism, and I just wait to be pessimistic until they give me a reason to be pessimistic.
Sure, that's good.
Didn't somebody have to call one of the quarterbacks 22 years ago and have him on the phone every night explaining things, or they had to fax him something or send stuff in the mail so he could, before he got to campus, so he could sort of be boned up by the time he got here?
Totally different day, Bri. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, Grant, Birmingham.
Hey, Grant, welcome in.
You got me calling 2 days in a row because I'm so fired up. I think this is obviously the the decision he had to make if it was anywhere close at all. Obviously, you've talked about, there's no guarantees. Who knows how this kid's going to do? But I think it's pretty hard to not be fired up and really start. Like you've been saying, I'm 100% with you. This is really about 2027 and 2028. You can wrap the whole weekend together when you go back to DGG on Thursday night, and then this news coming down today. I think the thing that excites me the most about both these guys is it just seems like they're both really serious people, really serious players, as in not just the talent, but I mean like how they approach the game. And I get that we're just taking little snapshots, but from everything you read about DGG, kids just absolutely locked in. I think callers talked about it Friday. The fact he wouldn't even do that little on-field interview, he's in it to be a serious football player. And you talk about, again, these are just anecdotes, but just reading some of the stuff like either Hubs or Austin Price said, Faison has not been, he lives 4 hours away, or Greensboro is 4 hours away, I believe. He hasn't gone home one time since March. That's how locked in this kid was. Not one time over the summer did he go home. And again, these are just anecdotes. I'm not saying this guarantees anything on the field.
That's the truth.
You just look at how many big-time quarterbacks, and I'm not even trying to call them out because they're kids. At the end of the day, they are kids. These are all kids. But how many goofy, talented players we've had over the years that make good plays, but you just always, all down the list, from whether it was Tyler Bray throwing beer bottles at people,
right. That's right.
Nico's whole family of 1,000 people, which I still blame more on the family than I blame the kid. But
wasn't the kid's fault.
What it was.
That's right.
Goofy things. These two players, if you're going to build around two players, financially, it seems like we are, these are the kind of kids I want to build around. And again, does that guarantee anything? No, it does not.
Well, juxtapose that.
Get hurt? No, it does not.
Grant,
I think we're making the right decision.
Grant, juxtapose that with the Cleveland Browns. Would you want to build your future, Grant, around the guy that had that many sexual assault, improper touching allegations against him?
I would not.
Of course not. Nobody in their right mind would do that. And what Tennessee's done here, this Tennessee, not Jimmy Haslam's, this Tennessee, what these guys have done is they've built around, and it's a really good point, a guy at Chattanooga that won't even put a soft drink in his body, and another guy, Bino, that wouldn't leave campus, who's 18 years old. Now, when I was 18, I would miss my family like you can't believe. This guy did not leave for a day. Did not leave for a day when many of his teammates went on vacation this summer.
Yeah, the two things that we've seen over the weekend, like Grant said, that they're just encouraging signs to me. And I think that what all we've heard about Faison Brandon suggests an emotional maturity that will help him in the ups and downs that are sure to come in this season.
Yeah, and Tony, one other thing I think is really important about playing him this year is, and I want to say one thing too. I don't think George, from whatever thing I've heard, I think George is a really solid kid, leader. I'm not trying to slight him at all. I think if he would have been the guy, if we clearly would have thought he would have been the guy, I would have said a lot of similar things about him. So I want to make that clear as well. Just the truth of the deal, today's day and age, hopefully he'll be a good backup for us. If he's got a pinch hit this year, he'll come in and make plays. He'll transfer somewhere else, and I hope he has a great career. But what I was going to say is, I know everyone's talked about how hard the schedule is this year, and it is harder. The reason I think it's so important to get Faison the experience, the full experience, not come in and start 3 games at the end of the year, the full experience, is I think by SEC road standards, this is about as good of a season as you're ever going to have to break him in. You look at your road games at Georgia Tech, small stadium, we're going to have a ton of fans. That's as far as intros to road football go in a big game, that's about as good as you can get. You're talking at Arkansas. I know we don't have a good track record there, but they're predicted to be the worst team in the league. At Vanderbilt, we're at the 30,000 seat stadium. You're going to have half the fans there. So you're really talking about 2 true road games this year. At South Carolina, tough place to play. That'll be a tough game. And at Texas A&M, which is obviously about as hard as it gets. but you're really only looking at 2 on paper truly hard road games. And I think when we pivot, we were all talking about 2027, myself included. Now the home schedule is a lot easier next year, but next year you got a road trip to Athens, you got a road trip to Tuscaloosa, and you got a road trip to Norman, Oklahoma. That's going to be tough. So I think it's giving him that experience this year. Because again, if we're going to talk about 27 and 28, and that's me doing that, you doing that, like next year's road schedule is probably that I can remember, the hardest road schedule we've ever had. So I think, again, breaking him in this year and where next year's not going to be the first time he's seen these type of things could play huge dividends down the road.
I like that concept of saying 2 true road games, Beanstar. Wait, Beano, you buy that? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think this is a much easier road schedule, as Grant said, than what he's going to face next year. I don't believe there's an easy place to play in the SEC on the road, but there are easier places, and we've even our history and good, we've got a couple of them.
Yeah, correct. And again, I'm not saying they're not true road games, but I'm saying when you have 3 or 5 road games, being Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, and this current version of Arkansas, again, in this SEC, we're never going to have an easier road schedule. Now, obviously, the home schedule is loaded, and we've talked about that. But again, and even next year too, I'd name those 3. We're still going to have at Missouri. I mean, we got drilled last time we went to Missouri, and then at Kentucky, which you'd hope we could win, but they'll be in year 2 of a new coach, so who knows? So again, feet wet this year. Again, I think it could really pay off down the road. I'm pumped, Tony.
Thank you, my man. Congratulations to VFL Rob Philo, who I went to school with. His son Aaron just got the starting quarterback job at Florida, and going to go in there as a redshirt freshman and start for Buster Faulkner, who they paid him a lot of money to get him there. And he's got an opportunity now to be the starting quarterback and go do his thing. And boy, the lights are going to be very bright compared to the way they would have been at Georgia Tech, Beanstar. That's tough gig there, starting quarterback in Florida.
Yes, it is. It certainly is, Tony. And Tony, I had already got my tickets to go to Atlanta.
Nice.
I never had an opportunity to see Grant. I don't know why I haven't been to Grant Field, but I've never been to Grant Field. My first road game since West Virginia in Charlotte, the first year of Pruitt. And now I'm just even more excited about going down there because I, like a lot of callers, I just think that's a real crossroads game for Tennessee season.
Back to the phones we go. Hello, welcome in. You are on our incredible Monday edition.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Bino. Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's going on, Lumbo? How you doing, buddy? Lumbo, stay right there. Hey, Lumbo, stay right there. Let me keep it legal here. 1 second.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Lumbo, your thoughts on the news of the day, my friend?
Pretty exciting. I'm fired up. I mean,
it's great.
This is, odds are we're not going to be, in contention for the league this year. This gives you something to get behind.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that it kind of marks the end of previous quarterback never being mentioned on your show again.
I'm rooting for the kid. Well, I'm rooting for the kid to make the Jaguars. I really am. I think that'd be a great. I think that would be a great thing for everybody involved. He makes the Jags. We have our freshman quarterback that comes on and has a real solid year and sets a table for 2027, and everybody lives happily ever after. That's the way the story ought to end, right, Bri? He ought to make the Jags, right, Bri? Or are they gonna give the job to Mullins?
He's gonna make some team. If they release him, he'll be picked right up, I think.
Are they gonna give the job to that Mullins guy?
Now it's against players who probably will be cut, but I mean he's played well so far.
I'm not going to relitigate
it. Practice squad somewhere. I mean, fine, whatever. I just don't want him to be the quarterback here.
That was my take. Yeah, that was good though. He had a great year last year.
Tony, wait a minute. They didn't beat a team. They beat the four worst.
No,
teams
no,
in the league.
I'm sorry. He had a nice year last year.
It was not a good year. It was not a good year.
Don't drive me back.
The team was not good. It was not a good season.
I'm just trying to.
The four worst teams in the league.
I'm just trying to be deprecating here.
Say, oh, they were good.
Yeah.
We were good last year. No, we weren't.
Yeah.
There was no reason to watch that team past like the middle of October.
Yes.
Except to watch his stupid 200-yard passing game streak thing. Now we got a reason to watch because this kid's special. And he's going to make plays. This kid played big-time high school football in North Carolina. Like, if this kid was coming out of, like, Blount County, Tennessee, I'd be like, well, whatever. He was the star of the Elite 11 at camp.
He's really –
all the pedigree.
Yeah, that's right.
He's special.
Yeah, he's got a chance.
And
yep.
So, I'm excited. I think it's a great day.
And to have the guts to go ahead and name him and just get out in front of it and just do it and not play games. And we're going to hear Josh Heupel excites me that much more because, again, generally these head coaches are risk averse. And Josh Heupel saying, hey, I got my chips on the table. This guy's had a great camp, and we're going to roll with him. And I think that's historical is what it is. At a half in this league, when's the last time a half in this league threw a true freshman out there to start the season? Because it doesn't happen.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I can't think of another one.
That's a good one.
Think of another one.
That's a good one.
He didn't win a title his freshman year, but they played for it. They were a play away from winning it.
Hey, Mark, did you watch DGG the other night?
I did. That was pretty amazing. That kid looks like an NFL running back right now. I mean, I hope he's not maxed out as a high school senior, but like that kid looks like he'd be in an NFL huddle and not be out of place. I don't know what else think. Hello?
No, we're listening.
Yeah,
to you.
he's a physical freak. I tell you that for a senior in high school, I agree with you.
I mean, I kind of want him wrapped in bubble tape until we get to next season, but you know that doesn't look like anybody can hurt that kid.
Blake Barnett started Jalen Hurts. Hey, by the way, Blake Barnett started Jalen Hurts freshman year, which is a very interesting little trivia question, and that's.
Did he get hurt?
Again,
Barnett get hurt or just Hurts to take the job?
I'm looking it up. It doesn't look like Jalen Hurts started the season opener either in 2016 or 2018. In 2016, Blake Barnett started. Right. Tua Tagovailoa started his season opener, the season opener against Louisville in 2018.
Saban went nuts. Saban went nuts on Maria Taylor on the sideline during the opener.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Tua didn't start.
Yep. Pretty interesting.
Or Hurts didn't start in 16.
Yep.
Did he play because of injury, or did he play just to beat the kid out during the season?
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
But that'd be the last freshman I could think of that would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
It's wild to think about.
Justin Fields didn't at Georgia.
No.
Why he wasn't there?
It's really rare.
Yeah.
This is really rare what we're seeing here.
I think this kid's rare. This kid's,
Yeah.
Could be that's the reason to watch, really get involved with it and watch it the whole season, even if it gets kind of bumpy. So let's see this kid make progress. Look like he's the guy for 27. Let's get rolling. Get some defensive players in here and let's go.
Hey, Mark, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting. Dustin Fox, when he was doing the telecast the other night on Friday, pointed out that, boy, this kid really should be Ohio State really whiffed on this guy. He said it on the air, which was really funny.
And Dustin Fox is a big Ohio State guy.
I love him. He's excellent.
He played there.
I love him.
He played there.
Mm-hmm.
I think he won a title there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, they should have gotten their money right. I was talking to a guy the other day. Oh, well, you got to earn it at OSU. Give me a break.
He would have walked right in there.
Yep. Made more money than Cardinal, Tate, and Buka combined his freshman year. I don't think anybody was.
Yep. He would have been the starting quarterback as a freshman there. You got that right.
Yeah. I mean,
starting running back.
I hope I really want Ohio State to go 8-4. Can that happen?
Sure. Hey, man, that'd be great. We can keep on dreaming, but thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. Mark had to work Joey Aguilar into his call. Bino, your thoughts on that? And then was starting to drag me into it. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to do that. Time and place.
Mark's committed.
He was committed. That's a great term. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Monday edition. My name's Basilio. Bino and Bry are here. And we're taking your calls up till Josh Heupel meets the depressed.
What's up, Tone? It's Dave.
Hey, Dave. Good to hear from you.
You too, brother. So just for all of us talking, I'm going to unpack a couple of things, so bear with me. First off, before I forget, you were talking about, the Philo kid. My family on my uncle's side, we're connected to Georgia Tech, the institute down there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of my second school. Grew up around the university down there, or the institution down there.
Mm-hmm.
And so know a good bit of what's going on down there. I'm just telling you right now, they were absolutely sick when Philo and Buster Faulkner left. Absolutely sick.
Yeah, I believe that. First of
and
all,
the thing is,
yeah.
Well, the thing is too is that you could ask Kirby Smart. That man, you look at all the seasons that he was at Tech, and when they played Georgia, that man gave Kirby Smart absolute nightmares. So we better thank our lucky stars ourselves with our new D coordinator, and we don't have the defensive. We don't really probably have the defensive players in yet that we want to have in all across the board.
That's right.
We better thank our lucky stars we're not playing Florida this year, because just he gives defensive coordinators nightmare, and this will be Philo's second season under him.
That's
he got
correct.
to play a decent amount as a true freshman last year at Tech, and looked really good. In fact, a lot of fans, alums down there were kind of clamoring him for get the starting job, because Haynes King was great warrior, but he's just kind of like a Tebow type player. Just couldn't really throw the ball that much. But just that kid, he stays healthy, that kid's going to be good. So we need to thank our lucky stars that our true freshmen we're not trotting down there having to face Mr. Faulkner or the Philo kid this year.
Well, you got a great point with both things you're saying, and the Philo kid rewrote the record books, and it was at a smaller school in Georgia, but he rewrote the record books, and people thought, well, he's a small school. And then when he got an opportunity last year, he played really well. And then when his coordinator gets an opportunity in the SEC, and the first thing he does is talks Florida and the head coach down there into signing this guy to a huge contract, that tells you everything you need to know about what he thinks of the guy. And the Faulkner guy, you're exactly right. I mean, they had Georgia beat a couple times.
Two seasons in a row.
Ask
Kirby Smart. He gives him fit.
Oh, it's one of the reasons why I think Florida, and I hate to tell the caller Florida this, I think they got it right with this coach, and I think they're coming back to high national prominence with him. I really believe that.
It just depends, Tony. I think it just depends on, are they going to pony up? Because like next point with the Brandon kid and with DGG, it all depends on, is Florida going to pony up the money like Miami has?
Yes.
Because Miami's ponied up the money. That's how, and honestly, truth be told, thank God for NIL, because that drug us out of the dungeon, because we've got money.
Yes. That's exactly right.
That's what happened with Miami, and that's kind of what happened with us. I mean, Heupel, he's a good mind, offensive mind for, and it remains to be seen how good he's going to be in the future here. I mean, I don't want to run him off. I'm happy with him. But NIL is really drug, and that's why I'm shocked Nebraska is still in the gutter where they are, because NIL has drug a lot of these programs that were blue bloods that kind of were dormant for a long time, like us in Miami, for instance, have drugged them out of the cellar.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why Alabama's best days are behind it. And I know people are.
They really don't have the money.
They don't.
Tony. They a lot of people don't realize this, but I listened to a podcast that AJ McCarron is a guest on.
Yeah,
and he has openly spoke about that. They do not have the donor base like people think they do.
No, they're the big bad wolf right now. People that are afraid of them don't understand that you're just afraid of. The curtain is going to be pulled back there. Go ahead, Bino.
What they have is they have a bunch of crazy just crazy, demented fans who don't have the deep pockets. They do have that.
That's right, Brian.
They'll always have the passion.
And what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to work triply hard in their NIL because they've got to get $10 from everybody across the board. Yeah. I'm kind of joking around, but not joking around. And if they can somehow organize that and make it add up to, it's going to take $50 million a year if you want to compete in football, like really compete. Yeah. And Tennessee's at 35 this year. And next year, the payroll is going to go up because the DGGs, and after this kid has a good freshman year, they're going to have to really pay him. That's the reality of this now.
Well, and the thing is, too, is it's like you're saying, it's kind of like you're seeing one of those dormant programs. You're seeing, and I like it. I know a lot of people hate them, but I like it when they're good because I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah.
But that's why I think you're seeing Notre Dame is going to make a turn soon. They are literally stockpiling.
They're loaded.
Talent after talent because they've got money.
And what they're doing is what Notre Dame's doing, which is really interesting, is they're telling the college basketball world, we don't care anymore. See, that's why that kid's Tennessee, that's one of their best players by far this year. He's one of their 4 best players easily, this Harrelson guy. We wrote about it last week in our basketball check-in. We wrote about 1,800 words on hoops, and Harrelson's one of their 4 best players. And here's the thing. He doesn't leave Notre Dame if they're committed to that sport. No way.
No. But that just honestly shows kind of, too, the money that we have that we're spreading it out like that amongst programs.
It's wild.
But, Tony, also 2 more things. I know you're probably
– You're fine. No, take your time. You're fine.
Okay, the DGG kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say I have not. I'm almost 40 years old.
Right.
I've seen a lot of really good Tennessee football players, a lot of good Tennessee running backs, freshmen, you name it. And again, all hopes that this kid stays healthy, even if he wasn't a Tennessee player.
Yep.
Kind of like Mark in Columbus said, we wish we could get him in bubble wrap to get him here. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. If he stays healthy here with Brandon, if he is who he's supposed to be at quarterback, the receiving core, the money that we're spending on players, I'll be honest with you, he could be our school's first Heisman Trophy winner. I know a lot of people think that that's crazy, but it's like Mark said, if you put that kid in the Eagles or the Vikings huddle in preseason, nobody bat an eye.
It's a great listen. It's I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but that's going to be crazy next year. No, here's the thing about it. If you want to win playoff games, you better have playmakers. People say, Tony, you always harp on that. I'm sick of it. Let me tell you something. If his quarterback can play next year, you're going to love me harping on it because I'm going to be talking about the fact that our team has playmakers. When the Titans gifted the Eagles A.J. Brown, and they went and played in a Super Bowl and then won another one, it was not accidental. You got to have playmakers in that sport. You just do.
Well, Tony, think about it this way. When your Eagles got A.J. Brown, the Titans were a game from the Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Well, that's a great point. And they let it all fall in.
They lost to the Chiefs. They were a game away from the Super Bowl.
And they let it all fall in for some reason. You tell me why.
And lost the best coach that they've ever had. Lost the best coach they've ever had in franchise history.
Yes. I think Jeff Fisher was their best coach in franchise history. But they lost a guy who, let's put it this way, had inside access like never before to the national media. Bino, do you think there's another head coach out there that had that kind of inside access? Or did she have inside access? Which one had inside access in that, Bino?
Tony, and I'm not commenting.
As we Heupel meets a depressed, if it happens in the middle of this, you will hear it. But we love our advertisers. We love our sponsors. We love our partners. Here you go. Never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Vols fans, this is linebacker Jaden Perlotti. When my family and friends need Tennessee gear, I tell them every time, Alumni Hall has it all. With 7 stores in Tennessee, you get the best selection of ball gear anywhere. Adidas, Peter Millar, Yeti, Owala, No Rivals, Tailgate Gear, and more. Shop in store, online, or download the Alumni Hall app. Whether you need to blitz or throw a touchdown, Alumni Hall will help you win. Alumni Hall, your ultimate ball shopping experience. And tell them Jaden sent you.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free.
Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple.
14 flavors.
That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week.
In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea and 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Josh Heupel as promised.
Unit has some things in specific that they want to continue to grow in. Maybe didn't get enough work of it during training camp, and or some areas of improvement before we get to true game week. Had the quarterbacks in this morning, told the team this morning that Faison had earned the right to be the starter week 1. Love what the group has done, how they've competed, grown. Love how they competed and supported each other throughout the course of training camp. Faison gets the nod week 1. The expectation at the quarterback position, just like at every position, as guys continue to grow, work, and compete every day and continue to get better throughout the course of the season. Strength of one position group can never be one guy. It's true at quarterback. I know everybody focuses on the starter, but that group has to continue to grow, and I expect them to do that here as, we get on the field again tomorrow, but leading up to game 1 too. I'll open it up.
We'll start with Adam and then Brent. Josh, you said Faison starter week 1. Do you anticipate this being the long-term decision, or is this a week-to-week evaluation?
Every position is week-to-week. We named him the starter because we believe in the work that he has put in and how he's continued to grow and play throughout training camp and, the second week through the second scrimmage. He's earned that right. But just like every position, you can consistently evaluate.
I know you evaluate every snap and every rep, but when you went back and looked, what was it about Faison that separated himself to win the job?
I don't think there's just one thing. At times people want to, say, is there one focal point that changed it? I think in all, his control, command of what we're doing offensively, that's in the run game. It's the RPO game. It's the drop back play action. Combine that with the fundamentals, technique, pocket awareness. You put all those things together, decision-making, taking care of the football, while still allowing his playmakers to make plays down the field. You look at the total volume of work, and he's learned the right to start.
Coach Brent wrote about the fact that Faison really never went home, just was here every day. Do you have any couple of instances of you getting here early and he's already here, or you being here late and he's still in the building grinding, and things that maybe just impressed you overall as a former quarterback, as a former OC, as a head coach?
There's not just one instance. First of all, the entire group has worked and competed extremely hard. But, I think something that sticks out is, we break in May for a few weeks of vacation, and he's in the building, whether that's in the weight room, whether that's in the video room. walking through things on the turf in our indoor, working on fundamentals. That type of mentality, attitude is a tribute to him and his growth. That's why he's continued to grow as fast as he has.
Patrick did great. Flip side of Faison, there's George. Obviously, I'm sure he's disappointed. What was just his reaction, your message to him, and where do you think his mindset is now?
Yeah, told those guys there's going to be one guy that's extremely excited, and there's going to be disappointment on some others. And I've been on both sides of that coin. But as we leave this room, it's important that you take where you're at, you continue to work and compete. You don't know when your number is going to be called. Whether it's week 1, week 12, whatever it might be. Unfortunately, I've had to play 3 in a game before, and, we're able to win because those guys were prepared. So that was the challenge that I gave to those guys as well.
Josh, what went into the timing of announcing it today versus a couple days ago or next week?
Just when we came to a conclusion, ultimately. You guys heard me say it before we started training camp. Somebody's got to go out and earn the right to be the starter. I think that's important in front of their peers and certainly the competition inside of that room. And, once he had gotten to that stage, that's why we named him and when we named him.
What do you look for from George and Ryan to make sure that their engagement is where it's at? Obviously, we live in a very different era, where lots of people are in their ears. We know what happens with the portal in December and all those things. As a coach, what are you staying on top of with those two guys to make sure they're doing what you challenged them to do when you came out of the meeting room?
Yeah, guys that are in the building, you let go of the rope at any point. One, you're doing a disservice to yourself, your teammates, friends that you have on the team, but you're setting yourself up for failure on the other side of it too. So be in the present, be here, be now, and continue to grow. Ultimately, we're all in a race to become as good as we can, as fast as we can. It's important that those guys do that. You can tell by body language, engagement, quarterback room, answering questions, dialed into the game plan, all of those things. And those guys get practice reps too. So you're going to see it on the field. You're going to see that product.
Non-quarterback question.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But not an easy one, maybe. If NFL players who have been paid $50,000, $100,000 already under contract or attempting to return to college, it looks like they may be successful. If that happens, what should the NCAA's approach be to Arion's suspension?
Yeah, I'm not the NCAA. I think in general, you guys certainly have a clear picture of how I feel about that entire situation to begin with, even before some of the madness that is college football and rosters is, in the current landscape that it is.
As training camps roll along and you roll into mock game week, I know the running back room is one you feel like has had a lot of really good competition. How have those 2 guys or 3 guys behind Deshaun continued to show well in the scrimmage and all throughout 11-on-11 work in practice?
All 4 of those guys and really the entire room's done an elite job playing without the ball in their hand. And when they have the ball in their hands, doing a great job of pressing line of scrimmage, reading blocks, playing with great pad level when they get to the 2nd and 3rd level and finishing runs. The group, top to bottom has continued to grow, maybe as strong as any running back room that we've had here at Tennessee. Coach Sims and the players that sit in there have done a tremendous job.
Josh, coming out of the second scrimmage after going back and watching the tape, what's 1 or 2 things that really stick out in your mind that you want to accomplish during this mock game week?
For the quarterbacks, some of the situational football, cleaning up communication. I think all 11 being on the same page from the sideline, from the huddle, whatever it might be. We were operating like a road game, crowd noise, and we'll do that this week too. But I want to clean up some of those things, and defensively, some of our young guys continuing to grow and the understanding of our scheme, I think is important here this week.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Josh Heupel meeting the depressed, as we said. Before we get back to our timeout, and then we'll get some phone calls in. Bino, your thoughts on what we just heard?
Well, I think it's obvious he wants to keep everyone engaged. Wants to make sure that McIntyre is still fully bought in and doing the things that need to be done as you want as a head coach and as quarterback coach. So, I think Faison Brandon is the starter. I obviously beyond game one, but it's still feel the same. I think it's an encouraging day.
When we come back, I'm going to ask what a fair expectation is by looking at what happened last year with the true freshman that played. And I really do think it's an interesting thing to ask, and it's a fair thing to ask because, at the end of it all, when you start looking at the season, and now that it's crystal clear who it's going to be, it's a fair thing to say, okay, and we're going to light up a high noon hotline, and I'm really excited about this. The last thing you want to do, and that's why I'm kind of slow rolling my expectations team-wise for this season, because it's a true freshman that you're putting out there. But the last thing you want to do is have, put, I guess, unwanted pressure on one of these guys. I'll tell you this. When you hear a head coach say, these guys had a chance to go away in the spring, and you don't hold it against people when they go, everybody needs time away. I mean, Heupel got away. Everybody gets away. We know that's good for us. When you see a guy who's 18 years old who says, you know what, who's emotionally intelligent enough to know, hey, I got a real chance here to win this job. By the way, I'm going to go win this job. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay here the summer, and I'm going to knock this thing out, and I'm going to win this job. When you look at what the starters did last year, the Underwood guy was purchased right out from under LSU. Michigan had no choice. And as we know, Michigan had a 3-ring, if not a 5-ring circus going on behind the scenes with their coach. It's a brutal, brutal head coach. Brutal. It worked out pretty well for them. He played pretty well. The kid at Cal was really, really, really good last year. So, anyway, starting the season as a true freshman is really historical. Matt Dixon's pointed out to me that post Brent Schaefer in 2004, at the have programs in the league, the one guy we can find that did it is the kid at Auburn. Bo Nix started the season at Auburn. And Bo Nix, Brian, did he not end up finishing his career at Oregon? He did, right? Was pretty good.
Yeah, he was, I think, Oregon's quarterback when they played Ohio State in the playoff and got blown out. But
yeah, he was pretty good.
They made the playoffs. Yeah, they were the number 1 seed in the playoffs.
Auburn's been a complete mess. I mean, they're toggling on have-not status right now in this league if they're not careful. If they don't get it together soon, they're getting ready to be borderline irrelevant. I don't know how that's happened, but it's happened. We're going to come back. I want to get your thoughts on what we saw. We'll look at how those freshman quarterbacks did numerically as well. Because if this guy can get close to that, to any of these guys, this is going to be a really exciting year.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, blood orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
It's the hottest postgame show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm here to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 a.m. and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face-to-face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
One homestand remaining to see your Knoxville Smokies in action. That's it. Next week, your Smokies are home against the Chattanooga Lookouts, and we're closing out the season with amazing promotions every night. Taco Tuesday and All You Can Eat Wednesday, less than $20 for tons of food and game tickets. Nice. Our final Thirsty Thursday, final fireworks show, and we end the season with our fan appreciation game. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Knoxville Smokies.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, get 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair when you schedule service with Pipe Wrench Home Services. Our licensed technicians are equipped to diagnose the issue, explain your options, and get the repair done right the first time. Don't let a small problem turn into a major headache. That strange noise from your air conditioner, the water heater that's not keeping up, or the drain that keeps backing up won't fix itself. The longer you wait, the bigger the problem can become. At Pipe Wrench Home Services, we make repairs simple with friendly technicians and fast, reliable service that you can count on. We'll arrive ready to identify the problem and get your home back to normal as quickly as possible. Take advantage of 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair and schedule your appointment today at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Restrictions may apply. Eligible for repairs up to $5,000. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. TB back with you. How did the freshmen perform last year? Let's start at the kid at Cal. First of all, for just sake of the conversation, right? You're in the Southeastern Conference, okay? You're in a Premier League here. So this kid at Cal had a chance to play against their non-league schedule plus in their league. Pretty good player, though. Jaron, I have no idea how to say that kid's name. I couldn't pronounce it if I was doing play-by-play for them. Probably the best freshman quarterback in the country last year. If he would have thrown himself into the open market, there's no telling what somebody would have paid him. Threw for 3,454 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, which is pretty similar to what Aguilar did here last year. And he did have multi-interception games against San Diego State, Duke, and Virginia, but led his team to wins over Minnesota, Louisville, pretty good SMU team. And so there you go. Bear, let's go to Bear Brockmeyer. Enjoyed the most team success that any of the true freshman quarterbacks had. And they won 12 games and reached the Big 12 title game. Was named the Big 12's Freshman of the Year. And pretty good prospect. Of course, you had the kid at Michigan last year who went 7-5 and kind of took his lumps at Ann Arbor. But at the end of it all, pretty good player. And then the fourth one in the mix and in the hunt was Malik Washington, who they were not good as a team. Maryland wasn't. They lost 8 consecutive games to close the season. They weren't very good. But Malik Washington balled out. Absolutely balled out last season. And so none of the 4 in the 2025 cycle that started and went wire to wire last year, which is a rare thing, but 4 guys did it. They all acquitted themselves well. And that gives me hope that this guy can do this. Now, is Maryland playing on the stage you're playing at in Knoxville? No. Is Michigan playing on the stage you're playing at in Knoxville? Yes. It's the same stage. The kid at Cal? No. BYU? No. But none of those leagues are dreadful leagues. I mean, that's all pretty good ball. Wouldn't you say, guys, those guys are in pretty good leagues?
Yeah, absolutely, Tony.
They're Power 4 teams, and that some have expectations of you want to have certain expectations at those places.
And Negative reminded me Michigan went 9-4 last year. Yeah, that's a great point. They went 9-4. And look, there were a couple times where the true freshman at Michigan looked like a true freshman. There are going to be times this guy looks like a true freshman. I'm okay with it, though. I'm okay with, hey, you know what? You're going to lose some games. You're going to lose some games. Now, I'm practicing party discipline when Texas comes to town. You know, like when we're at Calhoun's that Friday night, I'm going to be singing T from Texas, T from Tennessee, Power T, going to walk all over me. We'll alter those words. Davy Boy Bivens. But let's go to the phones. We'll get as many people in here as humanly possible. And your thoughts on what we witnessed. When I read what the true freshmen did in college football last year, it gives me a lot of hope for what this guy is going to do this season. Everybody succeeds in this offense. I'll be shocked if this guy doesn't succeed in this offense. It will surprise me. Hello and welcome in. You are on, and they have had some hits and misses in terms of choosing quarterbacks. There's no doubt that's true. I have a pretty good feeling about this guy. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How about a T for Tennessee and a T for Texaco, Tony?
There you go. T for Texaco. I needed something that would rhyme. It's T for Texas, T for Tennessee.
T for Texaco.
Power T going to walk all over me.
You'll come up with something good. I know you will.
Oh,
Don't you agree, Bino?
Oh, there's no question. After that ad lib on the Alabama fight song, I've got all my hope is in Tony.
Yeah. First off, I want to shout out to Rob Philo. He's a KA, Kappa Alpha Order.
There you go. He's a KA guy. I forgot all about that. That's right.
He was an active when I was alumni president, and he was a great guy. And
yep.
I met him years later at a tailgate.
Yep.
Got to see him when he met his was it his biological brother?
That's exactly right. We had them on at Calhoun's. That's exact. You have a great memory, man.
That was
his biological
spiritual, awe-inspiring moment.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And so shout out to Rob, and I'm glad for his son. You know, that's great.
Well, and you know what else too, W. Lynn? I was just thinking about something. It's coming full circle to me. When we went down to Gainesville in 2001 in December, Philo slept with us in a loft that we were in back then to go to that game. And he had his orange on.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy loves the Vols, but you should have seen where we were sleeping, W. Lynn. We were at a Mr. Patel. This is me back in the day. We got to go on the road. We got to do it on a shoestring budget. I talked to this Indian dude that owned a hotel down there, and his name was Mr. Patel, and I'm not kidding. And it was not a great hotel to begin with. Bino, he put us basically in their broom closet. And that was when I was fighting pneumonia. I was taking that to go to sleep at night. I was taking that cherry cough syrup stuff. Do you guys know what that is? The Zizerp.
It's got morphine or it's got codeine in it.
I was coughing all night long. I kept those guys up, and I was laying on like an air mattress in the middle of their storage closet. We were all in there.
Yeah.
True story.
Those are good old days. I made a lot of road trips like that. I always took my sleeping bag no matter what.
There you go. Slip and slide this sleeping bag. Little ZZ Top.
But, yeah, good. We'd like to see Rob. We have an alumni get-together, every year. It's going to be the South Carolina watch party this year.
Well, he's buying when you do your Alumni Hall gift watch party.
But, yeah, we have that uptown every year.
Nice.
But anyhow, good. I'm glad to hear his son's doing well. Yep. And I'm real glad to hear Faison's been named the starting QB. And this might sound crazy, but what if we're up by, say, 35, 40 points midway through the third quarter? Could we get our crowd to yell to practice crowd noise when our offense is on the field for Faison?
Do that again.
our crowd yells when we're on offense so that he can practice like a road
that's
game.
a really good idea. What do you think, Bino? We put them away, 21 points, and then they come over in the loudspeaker and say, hey, we need y'all to make some noise here in our next offensive possession. And cheer for the Paladins, Bino. What do you think? Never heard of that.
We should be ready for it. I remember we used to do the wave when we had the ball. So
I knew Bino was going to walk into that. How unknowledgeable is that? Distracting your own team because it's all about you. No offense.
Now wait a minute. We could sing Rocky Top and we could do Tennessee cheers. It would just be noise.
Yes.
Unprecedented. We could be the first to ever do it.
Just be noise. That's a great line. You guys are crazy.
I know it, but final thoughts, Tony. I'm working on my Bino. We got a number 2 pencil historic stat of the week. I'm trying to take a photo of and send to Tony. Oh, I have not taken a photo on this new phone, Tony. So,
well,
I took a picture of myself and the ceiling fan, and I think I'm gonna have to get my daughter to help me.
So you can't figure it out, W. Lynn? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it might be a minute. And plus, the first thing I read to you last week was in chicken scratch. So, I've got a new top 25. I'm trying to get to Tony.
Yep, and I've got. And after hearing this, I'm not holding my breath on it.
But
fax it to him, W. Lynn.
What's that, Bino?
Fax it to him.
Fax it.
Yeah, really. Or I'll mail it to the P.O. box.
You can do that. But, mail it to the P.O. box. That's not a bad idea.
So, anyhow, I got real irritated a while back. I had to miss the first part of the show. I was getting recrowned and refilled my tooth. So, man calls in and says, okay, this is the last time we're going to talk about last year's quarterback. And all you do is give the man a little compliment, Tony, and all he does is yak, yak, yak about last year's quarterback.
He can't help himself, that guy. That guy's committed to it. I mean, it is, he despises the guy for some reason.
I can't figure it out.
No, doesn't make any sense.
Just want to tell him, practice what you preach and don't act like you're from Yankeedom.
Oh, thank you, W. Lynn. Yeah, I'm for caller on caller heat. And Mark and Colombo, you are a punk, as they say in the trade, and a clown. Let's go back to our phones.
Come on. Hey, Tony, real quick for the next call.
Yes.
You know, we talk all the time on here, bemoan all the time on here. Well, that's so Tennessee, and that's so Tennessee. And I didn't get to mention it after Dave's call, but you talk about something that's not so Tennessee. That's that Faulkner and Philo kid leaving Georgia Tech in a year when we play them and going to Florida in a year when we don't.
Boy, great point. Great point. Hello and welcome into our next call. That's not so Tennessee. In fact, I'm going to put that in the blog tomorrow.
After playing Florida every season since 1990.
That's not so Tennessee. You know what's so Tennessee, Bino? Is I'm in Philly, and the Phillies were unwatchable, and I didn't go to a game because I was pissed off at them, and I leave, and they go on a 9-game heater, including a couple times where they come back in the 9th inning from like 5 down to win games. That's not so Tennessee. Hello and welcome in.
That's not so Basilio.
Hello, you're welcome in. You're on the air.
G-Mac bozo.
Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. I'm sorry. I must have had a bad connection there.
I'm on.
You're on. Go for it. Oh, boy, Billy, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Beldar Conehead and Bean Comet? How y'all doing today?
What's going on,
brother?
Billy?
Great to hear you on the High Noon Hotline.
Hey, man. Tony, I'm 2,570 pounds of pump for this DGG and Faison backfield. For the uninitiated, 2,570 pounds, that's 1 metric ton plus 1 Amberlin. God.
What in the world?
Hey, Tony, I want to see you and Bino. Y'all got your Monday mandated tidy whites on today or what?
Bino has this big orange cup on always. He got it surgically implanted.
Titanium implants.
Yep. See, I look, Tommy John just passed away. Sad. Is a surgery named after him. Bino needs that implant surgery named after him. We've got my friends at Stryker do the hip replacement, the knee replacement. What about Bino, who had his orange cup permanently affixed to his body?
Bino balls.
Yeah, well, hey, you think what color underwear you think Auburn's got on the agenda today? They're doing whites, orange, blue. What do you think?
Bino, have you heard about this? This guy at Auburn is so bored with himself, their head coach, that they have a chart in their locker room that tells you what underwear to wear to practice each day. And they have different colors of underwear depending on the day of practice.
Wow, that's sweet. How did he miss getting Dooley on his staff?
Interesting.
Hey, Tom, now that we've announced a starter, you think that Furman line's going to move a little bit since they know which quarterback to prepare for?
No, boy, Billy, I don't. No, I actually don't.
So?
No, I actually don't.
All right, and then I want to get a little personal update. Where were we at on your cut, slimming up from the Philly trip?
On my what?
On your cut, your diet, and you're slimming up after you.
Oh, I've lost 5 pounds so far.
Hey, proud of you, man.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
No, I've lost 5 in about a week and a half since I've been trying. Yeah.
Solid, man. And I was gonna give a little update, man. I know I ain't followed too much, but we got a big matchup coming our way, man. Angel Reese the other night went 20-10-8, followed up with 31-14, almost got a triple-double. Shout out to the Beltline Barbie. And Caitlin Clark followed up with 37-10 the other night. And those two teams telling they could meet in a 4-5 matchup in the WNBA playoffs. That's going to be must-see TV, bro.
Dude, I was watching the Fever last night in Chicago. I love me some Caitlin Clark. That's my jam right there.
Steph Curry in 2.0, man.
She's next level, man. She can shoot it. Boy, Billy, could she have played on your Farragut team back in the day?
Oh yeah, I'd have fed her all day. I'd drive, spin move, kick out, open threes all day. I'd have had 12 assists a game passing her.
And by the way, I was watching last night when that clown Ennis Cantor was met by a woman that I would not want to see in a dark alley when he approached the floor late in the third quarter and was ushered out of the building. That I'm going to tell you something about this controversy with the WNBA. They are loving every minute of this. Their game on television is exploding this summer. So,
well, hey, Don, I got to get back to work today. Busy day for me. But speaking of women's sports,
yep,
and those new General Neyland charcoal black uniforms you keep talking about, I heard they were made in honor of your favorite book, Tom, 50 Shades of Grey.
We talk about an idiot, man.
Charcoal black.
Charcoal gray, Beanstar.
They are charcoal gray.
Beanstar,
or Billy called them charcoal black in honor of you.
Beanstar, do you like those uniforms?
Tony, I actually do. I think for a one-time off, that I like the darker shade of gray better than I did our earlier ones.
Yeah, me too.
And I even like the throwback helmet that they're going to wear one time.
I do too.
The replica leather helmet with the stripes. Honor Neyland is a perfect thing as far as I'm concerned. If you're that kind of races that kind of washes the Butch Jones taste out of my mouth.
If you'd had Donna Thomas from back in the day, Bino, in charge of that, those stripes would have been like light blue. When she did not put Neyland in the first Hall of Fame class over there and Dave Hart let it go on, and your brother came with that great line about how Jesus would have been second ballot in the Christian Hall of Fame if Donna Thomas was in charge of it, is one of the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean,
her in the first class and Jesus in the second.
I mean, that's who we are. I mean, I love this place. I like those uniforms. I got no problem with those uniforms. take a brief time out. We continue. If you're watching us over on YouTube, as close to 350 people are live right now. Do me a favor during the break and click over there and hit the like button, like and subscribe. It really helps the show grow. It helps people find us. We're just independent. You know, we're out here fighting a good fight here, doing our thing every day. So we continue after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Basilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. I got to tell you, I'm bowing my head. Up next, the playbook with the great William Pattison. You bow your head when you say his name. In the meantime, we love you. To the radio listener piece, we're going to stay here and continue to do what we do, whatever it is we do, here on a high noon overtime.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
And the fun of frivolity continues.
Family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition and top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
You know, Casey Clausen's arm hair sets something for us here that I want you to think about, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another action-packed high noon overtime. Say it loud, say it proud. Say it loud and say it proud.
It's high noon somewhere. Sun's up, and it's time for another high noon overtime. The place where we kick back, pop a top, and really get to the bottom of it. Presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Made with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added and is gluten-free. Live like the sun is always out. And now, it's time for High Noon Overtime.
Chilio and you, it's a high noon overtime presented by our friends at High Noon. Shout out to them. It's noon somewhere. It's high noon somewhere. And we were playing a gig the other night, and some folks were enjoying high noon in front of me. And boy, I was jealous. And we've got 3 this week playing a private party. But we're going to be out with the great on Saturday night, rather. We're going to be over at the Beard and Beer Market. Shout out to the great Rob Lewis. His son's going to be playing some banjo with us on Rocky Top. Play some Rocky Top, man. Hey, you ought to hear this kid play the banjo. Rob Lewis's son. Gah. This kid's next level. Honorary Rambler that he is. And so, and then we're playing a private party, Bino, next week with some big over at the University of Tennessee with some big shots and some big wigs.
That's big week, Tony.
Yeah, man. 3 gigs in 4 days. 3
hit Calhoun's
and then
on Friday.
Yeah, Calhoun's Friday too. That's right. Yep. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to be at Calhoun's on Friday. And come on down. Week 0
A
in
week
the
from
air.
Friday, right, Tom?
No,
we're doing week 0?
We're doing week 0.
Fantastic.
I was sharing something with you, Bino.
Great. It's getting here quicker than I thought.
I'm a real communicator. But yeah. So and they're going to have a special announcement as well. They're doing something special. Here's the thing. We absolutely love and relish the opportunity to be with you down there on Fridays. It's become a very special thing, a very sacred thing, very precious thing. We've lost a couple folks this year from the people that come down generally, and but we've had a chance to, and I think of Holly when I say that, but we've had a chance to get to meet so many just incredible people. And I'll never forget one year. I'm gonna brag on Brad from Calhoun's for a second. There was a gentleman and his young son that drove up from Louisiana and drove all night to get there, like way back in Louisiana. And I hope that fella's listening right now, because I'll go, that's me. And Tony doesn't remember my name. I don't remember my name. But I'll never forget the story. They drove all night. I introduced them to Brad Hedrick. And he said, you guys drove all night to get here. And he said, yeah. And he said, are you going to the game? And the guy goes, well, yeah, we're going to the game. He said, where are you sitting? And the guy said, well, you know, these are our tickets. And Brad said, I'll tell you what, how would you guys like to sit in the in our box with us? And he took that guy and his son up into their box, and they sat there for the game. Remember that, Bino? We've seen some really cool things down there. Some really cool things. Community is sort of what we do here. Community is what we do here.
It is, Tony. It's one of the special things that we're blessed to get to do. And yes, the network of people that you have and sponsors that you have that are much more than sponsors is a special part of what you do.
We had a young man reach out to me on Friday who's from the Tampa area on the air. And he said that, he wants to come in, and I told him, I said, Doug and Jaxie will be going to that game. Maybe you guys could ride up together. Doug and Jaxie sent me an email. He said, Tony, man, I'm flattered. You give me a shout out. I'm like, well, Doug, you're a good man. And you're one of our great Florida listeners, and of the hundreds that listen in the Sunshine State. And he emailed me and said, hey, look, I'm flying in for that game, but I'd be happy to meet the guy in Atlanta. And look, I went to the great lengths of looking up flights. The guy could fly to the game for like $125 if he books right now. So we even have travel agents in our audience. But that was really nice of Doug to go and look this up. And if the kid gets in touch with me, I'll share with him what Doug found. So, and Doug said he'd be glad to hook up with the guy. Bino Allen from WeShipFloors.com wants you to go to their tailgate down in Atlanta, and I sent Alan your phone number. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Absolutely. And Alan's already contacted me, and I greatly appreciate the offer. I'm going to make every attempt to make it to the tailgate.
That's what we do. That is our role in this whole thing is to make the community better, stir some shit up when it comes time to do that. Comes time to get on some people, which other people are afraid to do. But really celebrate being us every day. You weren't here for Friday's show, Bino, but we were way over the top, Friday's show, and other fan bases jumped in and were laughing at us. You guys were making a big deal. I thought you weren't going to talk about high school kids. I said, no, whoa, wait a second here. I said, we are going to enjoy the things worth enjoying. And all you had to see, Bino, was the first couple plays of that football game with this DGG guy, and know that this is going to be really fun when he gets here. Really fun. And the fact that Faison Brandon turns around and wins the starting job, setting up a possibility for what could be in store. I never apologize for having fun on here. Never. Because I was asking, for instance, like I asked Mike Griffin, who stopped by the other day. And Mike Griffith, I'm going to ask you one more time here. You down with DGG?
You know me, Dante.
Let's go to the phones. 865-200-5.
Go Michigan.
And we were having so much fun. And we were loving and enjoying ourselves. And Music City Sam says, I might come to Calhoun's this week and live bet Faison to win the Heisman. I love me some Music City Sam. Really, really excited about being down there this weekend. And I bet we have a pretty good crowd for week 0, Bean. I know we're going to have a great crowd for week 1, but I bet we have a pretty good crowd for week 0. I'll tell you what blows my mind is some days we'll show up there and there'll be a big, huge, long line of people waiting in queue to get in, as they say in England. I won't say kit. I really don't say queue, but I was watching Ted Lasso last night. Bino, if a grown man, calls a uniform a kit or a jersey part of a kit, Bino, do you go for that, the term kit? Would you ever see yourself using that?
Tony, I think that any sport that a uniform is called a kit, I haven't watched much of.
Yes. This Friday, yes, we're doing the live show at Calhoun's. And
Bino, that's a little soccer uniform that Chino likes.
And then my music group's playing Holston Hills on Friday. Saturday, I'm over with the great Rob Lewis at the Beard and Beer Market. So shout out to the great Rob Lewis. But we'll be over there hanging out with them. Let's get our next call.
It's all cranking up now, Tony.
It's fun. But I was going to share with you guys that Casey Clausen's arm hair says the following, because I think this happens this year. Let's go ahead and call the shot. He said, it's a crisp fall night, 3rd Saturday in October. I'm sitting by the fire with a cigar. I got me a little T3 vodka in my glass. I just had me a little High Noon and some Dos Equis. So 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer. And I'm listening to Basilio after we beat Bama. He said, I could smell fall in the air this morning. And you know what? It felt like a fall morning this morning. Low 60s. Humidity a little bit out of here. I agree with that statement. I agree with that statement. You can almost feel it right now, baby blue. And when that Mike Huguenin was on here on Friday, Bino, and he was marking out for some of those week 0 games. And he talked about UNLV and somebody this weekend, and he was all excited like a giddy little school kid. I thought to myself, this sumbitch needs to be, this sumbitch needs help.
All in. Mikey's all in.
You talk about a guy that loves him some college football. Now, look, I'll be watching. I will be watching some 1AA stuff Thursday night.
There's nothing wrong with a little appetizer before the real meal, Tony. I'm never going to like the appetizer better than the real meal, but I will partake.
Next week, week 0 will start a week earlier.
Next year?
I'm sorry. Next year, week 0 will feature a full schedule. They ought to start it a week earlier. They ought to move it back. My opinion. Play night games. But let's go to the phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on our high noon overdrive, overtime. It is unbelievable.
Andy Mack.
Andy, because the Vols are back. A true freshman
Andy
quarterback
Mack
will lead them.
Andy Mack.
His name is Faison Brandon, and it's really, really fun. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hello, Tony.
Hello.
Reno, how you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. That young man is from Lake Charles, Louisiana, about an hour away from the Texas border. His name is Rusty Ruggemer.
Thank you.
I went to high school with his beautiful mother.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and believe me, he talks about that all the time.
And that's the young man who had the young son. They drove all night to get there.
The boy, I think, was about 8 at the time.
Yep. And Brad saw the father and the son and looked at him and said, "You know what? I'm taking you guys to my box tomorrow night if you guys want to go." And the father looked at me, and father came over to me and said, "You believe what just happened to me?" And I said, "These are great people, man. These people are great people."
Yeah.
Brad, where is he from?
Well, they're from Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is, I believe, is a refinery. You know, a lot of refineries and stuff down that area of the world. So they live in a beautiful place down there.
He said he had to drive all night just to get back home, man.
Well, from Nashville,
Bon Jovi.
From Nashville, it's 750 miles. So add another 180.
God, you're 900 miles to make it to our Friday show.
Yeah.
Just to get back home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that shows you how much Tennessee football is loved.
That's so cool.
Well, look, that's all I had. I just want to let you know. And believe me, he really still appreciates that. He talks about it all the time.
What do you think about the this freshman starting? What would the great John Ward? Can we bring John back to call?
I'm in a McDonald's restaurant right now.
Who cares? You've never stopped you before, Brian. I know you.
Well, at least I'm
Brian,
about done.
Brian, get somebody to watch your quarter pounder and go walk outside and bust
How'd you know
one
what I
for
ordered?
us.
You got a camera on me?
No, I know you're a quarter. You ain't a Big Mac guy. I know you're a quarter pounder guy.
You are correct. I don't like that special sauce.
And well,
I'm with you.
I agree with that. That's special. You know,
okay.
You need to walk outside. By the way, you ordered a large fry as well, Brian, which I like.
No, I'm trying to. No, I ordered the large
myself.
drink.
I pushed myself.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Bill Anderson, what a beautiful, beautiful new quarterback we have. And Faison Brandon, I believe he could be the first Heisman Trophy winner here in Knoxville. Of course, we got screwed when Johnny Majors, Heath Shooter, and, of course, Peyton Manning did not get it. And also, Hank Laricella, don't forget.
That's right, John. We've been screwed too many times, but this fella here might put us over the top there, John.
There you go.
Give me a call. Give me a call. He's twisting, turning. Faison Brandon at Georgia Tech.
Snap goes to Brandon. He looks across the middle. No, he takes the football straight at the middle. He gets to 35, down to the 20, down to the 10. Where is he? He's in the end zone, Bill. Giving sacks. Touchdown. Faison Brandon.
Oh, you're the best, man. Thanks, Bry.
Only in my own mind. Thank you, though.
Thank you. A's are really that's a guy we met last year, being a great man.
Yes, absolutely. And I can visualize that play.
So can
coming
I.
Toward my end zone where I'm sitting.
So can I. And you ought to hear Brian sing some. He can do some great lounge singing. This son bitch can sing. I mean, he sings when he sings "After the Lovin' to You" by old Engelbert. God. I mean, he gets me excited inside. I feel something on my leg when he busts his Engelbert. But that was great right there. Really, really great. Love you, Bry. Love you, Bry. The North hates Tony speaks for me when he says, I love that guy so much when he does his calls. He said, Brian's amazing at that. And Brian, I got to ask you, as I asked John Adams for our Tuesday preview, because I'm going to ask John Adams live and in living color tomorrow right here. Hey, John Adams, presented by Jennifer Morris, Next Move, SmokyMountains.com. On our high noon overdrive overtime, 14 flavors, real vodka, real fruit juice, only 100 calories, no sugar added. Check out black cherry, check out pineapple. You'll go back again and again. Hey, John Adams, are you down with DJJ? Hey, John Adams, are you down with DJJ? You're muted, Bri. Are you down with DJJ?
You know me. I'm down with the LSU.
Back to our phones we go. What do you think, Bino, of how Adams always figures out a way to bring LSU into the conversation when we're talking to him?
I had noticed that, Tony.
Yeah. You haven't noticed that? Brian, have you noticed it? How it always gets around the LSU with him?
Well, I think it's sort of a perception that may not be steeped in 100% reality. Maybe sometimes, but not.
Are you guys kidding?
To the extent we.
Are you guys selling for him right now? What are you doing?
I think when he thought that Jay Johnson was leaving for Texas A&M, that's when it came out.
He does it all the time. I mean, all the time.
Louisiana.
The Louisiana lovers in the house.
Go Louisiana. Go Louisiana.
The Louisiana lovers in the house. Let's get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air.
Tony B, what's going on? It's Rod and Clark.
There he is. Hey, congratulations to the indoor football team that won the World Championship down there a couple of weeks back, Rod. I was thinking of you.
Thank you, Tony B.
Yeah.
Uncle Bino, how you doing?
Hey, we're doing good, Rod. Good to hear from you.
You too, buddy. Cousin Bri, you all right?
Cousin Bri's hanging. Cousin Bri's got a little heavy heart today. He had a little baby cat that he took in that Brian was feeding and taking care of and getting ready to adopt. And he went away for a couple days, but the person that was taking care of Brian's dog was taking care of that cat as well, and the cat got up and left him, Rob. Isn't that sad?
Mercy.
Bri loves, and Bri's like I am. Bri's an animal lover, man. I love my animals.
Cute animals. I love cute animals.
Yeah, I love them.
Dogs, cats.
Yep. I had a baby snake in my garage the other day. I love little baby snakes. We need them, man. We need snakes.
Cats will leave you like Kiffin, boys.
Ain't that true?
Tony B, I got one request, my friend. Yep. Just one request.
You got it.
That last caller that you just had on here that sounded like we know who.
Yep.
Please bring him back every Friday before the games. He is awesome.
Brian, standing invitation, Brian.
We got to have that, guys.
Standing invitation, Brian.
John Ward call of the day.
He's awesome. You know, whether he loves quarter pounders or not, he is awesome. I love his voice because he sounds just like John Ward. He's so amazing to hear. Please have him on.
I bet if he keeps calling in, Bino, we're going to get a cease and desist order from our friends at the Vol Network because he sounds just like him, Bino.
He does. He's awesome. He's awesome, guys. Well, God bless. You know, I know. Go Vols and go Faison Brandon. Let's
go. 865-200-5402 if you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us. Let's get our next call in. Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
Hello, Tony.
Hey, Richard. Welcome in, brother.
Oh,
hi,
man.
Richard.
Hello. Hey, first of all, Bino, how'd your softball tournament go this weekend?
Richard, we finished second. We played 8 games. I don't ever remember playing 8 games in a softball tournament in seniors. We played 2 doubleheaders on Saturday, basically, with an hour and a half in between.
Okay. So where were y'all at?
We were in Dalton, Georgia.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Because I know Tony had mentioned you were in Gallatin a few weeks earlier.
We were in Gallatin the week before, which I didn't realize until we got there is apparently right on the equator. That's the hottest place I've ever been in my life.
Yes, that's a big senior league up there, though. That's where my dad used to play for a lot of years. He played up till he was, I think, my dad made it to almost 80 before he gave up.
Oh, beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah. He couldn't run hardly the bases, but if he made it to first, he had a runner.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're healthy and came away from it and without pulling any hamstrings.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Richard. Yeah, it's a blessing. Being healthy enough.
Bino, how on fumes were you in 8 games? I mean, how you come playing in the heat too?
Well, I'll tell you, Tony, how on fumes you are. It's the 8th game, and you got to win that one and one more to win the whole tournament, which is what you're there for. And you're not sure that you want to win that 8th one to get to the 9th.
Thank you.
Oh man, good. Hey, I'm glad you're still playing though, Bino. It keeps you young, man. It may take a toll on your physical body, but mentally it keeps you young, and that's what.
It's a blessing, Richard. I agree with that.
All right. Well, hey, I tell you what, guys. How Tony, weeks and weeks ago, we talked about Faison was going to be the starting quarterback, and he was going to win that job. And first of all, Tony, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I think I've made my thoughts known about this kid since they committed him a couple of years ago. And the kid has every tool in the toolbox to succeed at a very, very high level. And when I mean all the tools, it's not just his athletic ability or his arm. He's got it between the ear holes too. And that's the most important, Tony, of any play of a quarterback is you may have a gifted arm, you may have athletic ability, but if you ain't got it between the ear holes, man, you still ain't going to succeed at a high level. And he's got the entire package. And yes, will he make mistakes his freshman year? Absolutely. Will he throw some picks? Will he make these mistakes? Sure. But he's going to learn and learn quickly from his mistakes. And that's where the best of the best have is they see it and they know it, and they don't continue just to repeat mistake after mistake. I was watching that preseason game last night, and and when they kept putting in Milrow and he kept throwing interceptions to the Titans, I was like, see, that kind of guy never gets it because he continues to make the same mistakes he made since college. So
yep,
we ain't going to have to worry about that with Faison, man.
And Bino's got one of those guys. Yep, Bino's got one of those dudes at the Colts. That guy from Florida will never get it. Doesn't matter how healthy he stays or not. That Richardson guy's not a serious player.
No. And, like I said, most exciting thing is knowing that, when everybody had a chance to go on vacation, he stayed. He stayed because he had a goal when that was to win the starting role. And he stayed and worked on his craft, worked on his strength, and he's rewarded for all his hard work. he stays healthy, it's just a Katie bar the door for what this kid could do at the University of Tennessee. And then when you surround him with other elite talented players like DGG next year, and the receivers we got coming up, I'm telling you, Tony, we have a chance to have some of the best times offensively we've seen. And we thought we saw a lot with Hooker and that group. This next group coming up and what we have has a chance to be even more special. Because this group, I think, will be able to do it, Tony, against the elite teams. Hooker and them could run up all the points they wanted on a lot of teams, but, winning championships is what we want. And I think this next group coming up is going to have everything we need to win it. Got to go back and get some more defensive players and stuff. I think what we got to have. And hopefully we steal that kid from Georgia away from Ohio State, which I think we got a good shot. But no, just want to give my thoughts and I love it and can't wait for opening game here in less than 2 weeks.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, the Vols are in great shape with the Stroud kid. They think they're going to get him internally. So we'll see what happens. They think that's going to happen. As I remind you, it's your high noon overtime. The high noon hotline's been ringing off the hook today. We heard from Josh Heupel earlier. And you know what's interesting about Heupel? He didn't say this guy's our quarterback. He said he's my week 1 quarterback. And Adam Sparks asked him the question, is he your quarterback, or is he your week 1 quarterback? And I thought it was interesting. They said every position on our team is week to week. That's an interesting thing to say, Bino.
It is, Tony. You think of quarterback as being different, but I guess it's really not, especially when you've got 2 guys that haven't proven themselves. So, again, I think most of that was to keep McIntyre engaged.
By the way, on Friday night, I had a chance to watch. Somebody mentioned the Alcoa Maryville game. That was an incredible football game. Now, Maryville, I mean, is that Nico's cousin that starts for Alcoa, guys? I think that is, isn't it? Is that still his cousin?
I'm not sure,
that
Tony.
That little runaround quarterback Alcoa has. Bino, I
thought
to tell
pretty
you,
much everybody was Nico's cousin.
I mean to tell you, they tackled this kid into the brick wall over there. And this kid comes out like it's damn Willis Reed or something. like Hulk Hogan back in the day on Saturday Night's Main Event, when he came out and he had his head all wrapped up and came out into the ring. But that Russell Bivens calling a game does a great job. I mean, that game the other night was incredible. Goes to overtime, and Maryville knocked that kid out. I mean, they went hard at him. Into the brick wall. I mean, it was really well done. Russell Bivens and that crew. I don't know who all the people are, but man, that was really good. But I'll go back to the phones. So is the Jones kid okay? Yes, he was at Maryville as a freshman. The Jones family legacy was always going to win that job. And Jones is darn good, so no shade thrown. But when Jones won it, he left for Alcoa. So what does that mean? Jones, help me out here. Is that Nico's cousin? Yes, it's Nico's cousin, somebody's telling me. You all see this little guy run around. I mean, he instinctively feels the game the way Nico didn't, playing that position. And
I didn't get an opportunity to see it, Tony, but it's always a great football game. Just one of the great football rivalries, probably high school football rivalries in the whole country.
And Fulmer's grandson had a catch in that game too. I guess he plays both ways, but he had a catch in that game too. Hewitt Pruitt, breaking news. He said, Tony, I've just discovered over on Ancestry.com that Russell Bivens is Nico's cousin. Said he looked on Ancestry.com, Bino.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We're going to find out, Bino, that Nico's kin was like from Mesopotamia, where civilization began. I mean, it's so stupid. Laughing at those poor people. Anthony's now fiance said that they would be out in that backyard on a Friday night. Said in that little like 1,700 square foot home they were in, she said they must have had 30 cars out there. We called it the compound. When I called her when all that was going on, I said, will you please go FaceTime that for me and we'll link it up online? And she said, huh? I said, just go, she thought I was kidding, Bino. Valdad, I bet
she'll learn.
Valdad with a great line. I bet Fulmer demands to get in free.
Oh no.
These people are tough, man.
Fulmer catching strays.
He's probably never bought concessions for anybody.
Are we going after any of the new portal football players? Tennessee's evaluating the portal football players. I'm surprised somebody didn't ask Heupel that today because they are evaluating guys. I heard that late last week.
Something I'd like to know, Tony, that I have no idea of is now that this decision's been made,
right?
What is the difference from here on out as far as reps and that type of thing? I thought someone might ask him that, but maybe no one's interested in that but me. But that's just something that came to my mind.
Starter gets a lion's share of them, but
I'm sure of that. I just didn't know what the
reps.
difference would be before and after the decision was made.
W. Lynn's breath with breaking news. Fulmer tipped at the concession stand Friday night. So there, okay, so that's somebody that knows.
Did he offer to pick up something from someone at the concession stand?
What do you mean
like buy him some food?
No, but you know what, Mike Griffith? Tell us what he did do, Mike Griffith. One of your greatest.
Man, he picked up trash around campus, man.
That was one of my favorite when Griff was sucking up the Fulmer things that he ever.
Was that Chavis or was that Fulmer?
No, Fulmer.
I'm down and sucking up to Kirby Smart now, man.
He said the man's ecologically minded and was picking up trash on campus. You talk about sucking up to a guy. Let's go back to the phones. Hello and welcome in. You're on.
You got to get that access, man.
You're on our Monday edition.
Hey Tony, this is Rusty from deep Louisiana.
Hey Rusty, good to hear from you, brother.
Hey, yeah, I was listening in like I do every day, and I heard the clarion call. My friend Brian beat me to it, but I wanted to call in and say hi and talk to you guys. And yeah, we're me and Wes were the ones that got to, sit up in the skybox with Brad Hedrick, and it's just an amazing experience. We had a great time, just incredible.
We were so touched that you came. I was so touched that he did that. And it all happened like spur of the moment, right? And the backstory was that you guys drove somewhere and then got up the crack of dawn to get there, right? You drove like half the way. Am I remembering that properly?
We did, yes, sir. We drove about 8 hours to Birmingham, spent the night, and then woke up early, but before daylight, and drove on into Knoxville. And I think we were the first ones to arrive at Calhoun's, and we were there waiting on you.
Yeah, and we got to hang out with you and your son. And how old's your son now?
He's 11, and when we made that trip, he was 7. It was his first game, and my first one in a really long time. And look, we've been every single year. We've made it a tradition. This is we're going back again. Matter of fact, this weekend I purchased tickets to the Alabama game, and he doesn't know that yet. But we're going to be there again, and we're going to be at Calhoun's on that Friday. We wouldn't miss it. It's as much of a tradition as the football game itself for us.
Please come.
Wow, Rusty,
that's
fantastic.
Wait to see you, man. That's
it's awesome.
Phenomenal. I cannot wait to hug your son as well.
Oh, absolutely. We can't wait either. We're so fired up, and just it's awesome to make friends with you guys and to feel like we have a family up there, and just this crazy radio family that we get to call our own, and it's incredible. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's a real blessing. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, my best to you. Appreciate you checking in. So you're coming to the Alabama game. Your kid's going to be freaked out when he finds that out, isn't he?
He is. We were going to go to the LSU game because it falls on Thanksgiving break for him. He wanted to miss any school. And when I offered that up to him, he said, no, I want to go to the Alabama game. So I went ahead and bought tickets. I hadn't told him yet. I'm going to surprise him with them, but it's going to be an experience that he's never going to forget. It's going to be hard to top that first trip we took in 2022 when we got to meet you guys for the first time and meet Brad and sit up there with them. But it's going to be awesome. We can't wait.
Well, I appreciate you checking in with us, man, and taking us down memory lane, because really that's what those Fridays is all about, just getting to share with people. Just like this whole experience is, this new freshman quarterback and all this fun, and it's really about the fellowship that we get to enjoy around all this great sport that we love.
I brought my wife up there in 2023 and my in-laws, and we went to Calhoun's on that Friday, same as we always do. And they got to experience, they're LSU fans, but they got to experience the Tennessee game day. And my wife, everybody we talk to, she always butts in and tells everybody what that experience is like up there, and the community and the family and the wholesomeness and just how wonderful the whole experience is from Calhoun's to the tailgating in Ball Village and everything in between. It truly is. It really is about community and just a place that just you don't want to leave, and your heart feels full when you're there and when you're going home as well. It's so true.
Well, it's awesome, man. I'm glad your wife speaks of the experience in that way. I hope everybody has that experience, because really everybody deserves to have that experience, truthfully.
Oh, I agree.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Go Vols.
Thank you, brother. Go Vols to you. Dino, isn't that cool? That kid's he's taking that kid to the Alabama game.
Yeah, it is so cool, Tony. It's the whole thing just
makes you smile.
Yeah, it does.
And
what game did he go to that other time?
Oh, Brian, I don't remember that shit, man.
Florida?
I can't believe it was 4 years ago.
I know. Hello and welcome in to our next call. You are on our High Noon overtime.
Hey guys, Bobby. I'm going to be brief because I'm in the throes of getting up near Mark in Columba. I'll say hey for you today, Tony, while I'm up there.
Beautiful, man. You're going to Columba. You going to hang out with Mark?
Yeah, I'll be there in about 35, 40 minutes.
Nice. You guys playing golf?
No, I don't think I'll be seeing Columba today. I gotta actually work for a living for once.
Sure.
But this Faison Brandon thing, it's like the second worst kept secret on campus, behind Reese Chapman will be our right fielder next year. Agreed?
Yes.
Thank you for putting it out. Finally, Josh not trying to play coy and trot out George for the first series against Furman and all that BS that he's been known to do. He's acting like a grown up, and I'm proud of him for it. Like he's not trying to play mind games. This is our starter. He's clearly the best player. Here it is. And then secondly, Tony, you were talking about the Thomas Manu thing. I did see Fulmer, by the way, in line at the John at the game.
Nice.
Fulmer, he looks old. He looks old, guys.
Hey, that Manu guy, tell me about this Manu guy. He's a pretty good player, isn't he?
Yeah, that was very Condridge Holloway EE. I was at the game, and to watch it, hey, I'm a Maryville guy. I'm for Maryville. My kids go to Maryville City Schools. But to watch that as a football fan was incredible, But I will leave you guys with this because I do have to jump. You know, Tony, when I watched them slam him into the brick wall, I'm sure glad that high school players don't play with any malice in their heart. Take care.
Exactly. That's the truth. I'm sure glad that isn't a white-hot rivalry. Did you guys see it, Bino, you or Brian?
I did not, Tony.
Tackle this dude, no offense, way out of bounds, and throw him into the brick wall. No offense. Not trying to start anything on here. I'm not saying anybody's trying to injure anybody, but that rivalry is white hot. I'm talking white hot. That Manu guy's a good player. Maryville's got a nice team. A lot of talent on that field. And 2 well-coached football teams, too. Back to the phones we go. The coach guy that was on the call had just got done saying, boy, they can't stop this guy. They're in position to stop him. But he's just making plays, and he's just a little dude, little bugger out there. Run around.
Alcoa went for 2 in the second overtime, right? And they didn't have to, but went for 2 and won the game.
1 for 2 and 1 over 2. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, hey, there's something to be said for coaching like that, especially when you have that kid back there.
No, I agree, Tony. I think if you're in a situation where you can win the game in one play and your opponent can't answer, that's what you should do.
Win a game. And if you lose a game, you lose a game.
Yeah.
But win a game. Hello and welcome in. You're on our High Noon Overdrive Overtime.
Hey, what's up, Tony, Bino, Brian, Joshy boy?
What's going on, my brother?
What's up, Joshy?
What's up? Bino, both of our teams won Friday, Oak Ridge and Powell. Well, Powell played Thursday, but when
Oak Ridge was very fortunate, but we'll certainly take it.
Another great game.
Yeah. Hey, Tony, what a coincidence. When you're down there in Philadelphia, the Phillies suck, but when you get back down to Tennessee, they on a 9-game heater. Weird, ain't it?
Well, what's going on with the Braves, man? What's the deal with Major League Baseball? How nobody can hit all of a sudden? Nobody can hit.
Braves just have no offense this season.
Nobody can hit. Bino, nobody in baseball can hit. Nobody hits 300 anymore. Do you know what the Phillies did? Why they're on this run? They hit rock bottom. They called a players-only team meeting, offensive players only, non-pitchers. And they said, we're going to start working counts. Bino, let me ask you something. Why in the hell would a Major League Baseball team have to call a team meeting to start having intelligent approaches at the plate? I had a guy, Tommy, he's a big Braves fan. He tells me Saturday night, he says, you guys are going to win the division. I said, Tommy, that's not true. He goes, Tony, we can't hit. When you can't hit, you're not going to win. And I said to him, why don't these guys have approaches at the plate like they're intelligent? When I was up in Philly, one of the reasons why, Josh, I didn't go watch him play, my brother and I were watching the game, a relief pitcher threw, and I shit you not here, 10 straight balls. And the stupid sumbitch that came up next, Bino, did what? Tell me, Bino, what he swung and hit into a double play.
The first pitch.
And hit into a double play, swung at a ball up in his face.
Unbelievable.
I hate stupid baseball. And I said to him, you know what? We were going to go. And I said, we're not going to, I don't want to go. He said, I don't blame you. I don't want to go either. What is this? What is this, Bino, with Major League Baseball? What? Nobody can hit now? Do we need to lower the mound?
Tony, I mean, they're we've talked about it 100 times on here. And I know I'm an old man. The game that I know is 50 years ago. The game's changed tremendously. They're not going to play the game the way that I grew up thinking it should be played. The contact is just not, it's not important anymore. So
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It's not going back.
The Rays are having a good year playing contact baseball, and so are the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And so are the Red Sox. So I don't understand that.
Yeah. Before I get to my Tennessee football questions, do you think this Rob Manfred guy is one of the most hated commissioners in pro sport?
He's not good, Josh.
Yeah, what I noticed last night during the Sunday night baseball game, last night was Carl Ravage's last game.
Oh, really?
Ravi's
leaving? Because I knew they'd let him go, but I thought he was going to finish out the year.
Yeah, he had Manfred on, and Manfred announced next year's Little League game in Pennsylvania, and Ravitch was like, I hope you guys can have me back next year. And Manfred was just like a smartass when Ravitch said that.
Really?
I just don't like this Manfred guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a prick. Yeah, he's kind of a prick.
Yeah,
he thinks he's better than you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something about Ravitch. That's a guy that celebrates the sport of baseball. And I think ESPN did him dirty. Look, I understand that people love Screaming A. Smith. They tune him in. He gets ratings. And I understand that the former punter, the McAfee guy, has a huge following. I totally understand that. But the way they did Carl Ravitch makes no sense, man. I mean, he loves baseball, loves college baseball too. He respects it. You can tell when he does those games that he actually does his homework.
Yeah,
I respect people that do their homework.
Same. Do you guys think if this defense this year is top 5, maybe even top 7 in the SEC, do you think they could be top 67 nationally if that's the case?
Bino, you're more of a stats guy than I am. If they're top 6 or 7 in the league, would that make them top what in the country?
Top 60 or 70.
That feels like easy. Yeah. If we're top 6 or 7 in this league, they should be in the top 35 nationally, shouldn't they?
What do you think, Bino?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Josh. I'm not sure, but yeah, I would think if you're top 5 to 7 in this league, that you would almost certainly be top 50 in America.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Joshy boy, do you have a clipboard?
I'm gonna give you.
Oh,
yeah, I'll get to that at the end. I'm going to give you some predictions. I think Faison Brandon is going to throw for 2,200 yards this season.
Nice.
And we'll go with 25 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, and we're going to go Mike Matthews is going to have a breakout year, 800 receiving yards, and we're going to go 7 touchdown receptions. And lastly, but not least, Tony, Bean O'Brien, you've been waiting on it. Here it goes. All right. I drove down to Athens, Georgia. I arrived in the athletic center. I took my clipboard. I turned that summit sideways, and I stuck it straight up Kirby Smart's candy ass.
Oh, that reminds me of when Chris Woodruff from Tennessee Tennis and Kirby Smart got into a screaming match, and Woodruff invited him down on the court when they were playing in Athens. You remember that story, Bino?
I do remember that story.
He said Kirby Smart screamed down at me, "What are you looking at?" And he screamed back at him, "Nothing much. And if you want to come down here, come do something about it. You're welcome down."
How red do you have to be to get on another school's tennis coach?
Yes. Kirby Dunn screaming down at Chris Woodruff. Well, that reminds me of what old Chompers up there did up there at Missouri.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Horse teeth.
And ZZ
Horse teeth Drinkwitz.
ZZ Stop said to him, "What the fuck wrong with you, man?"
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, and then they went to the bench and they said, "ZZ, you just cussed out the and he goes, the football coach at Missouri, and he goes, "I don't give a damn who he is."
He called him a four-eyed fat.
He said, "What?" He goes, "What the fuck are you talking to, four-eyed fat ass?" He goes, "You're not talking to me."
Hey, Tony, Michael K calls that runner in extra innings the Manfred Man.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I'm jealous of that.
I can't wait till Josh Heupel goes to shake Eli Drinkwitz's hand and ask him about standing on business when he beats him by 80 the next time they play.
Brian, I bet you Heupel wouldn't say a word to that guy, which is why one thing I would change about Heupel if I could, but it's another thing that I kind of like about Heupel.
Oh, I'm sure he remembers that.
You know,
he's gonna take out holy hell the next time he sees Drinkwitz. I'm sure.
Manfred's man is on second base. Wow. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
What's happening, Tone? How y'all doing today?
Hey, what's going on, Justin?
Hey, man, I got a break at work, and I done a little digging on Ancestry.com myself.
All right.
And
oh, no.
From what I found, it's Adam and Eve Yalamiava. So, I mean, it goes all the way back, man. I mean, these people are dug in like Alabama Tick. I mean, they go all the way back to the beginning. So that's where Andy gets the Nation of 3,000. I mean, it's Adam and Eve Yalamiava. I mean,
when they said, a guy over there told me that while they were running practice, he had cousins over there playing like Coke can football. Could you not picture that being they're all at practice? Could you not picture that seriously? Yeah. They're all up in the stands like it's a bad high school scene. And then when Anthony's now fiance would tell us that there was like literally like 75 cars parked outside. Could you not picture? I asked her, I said, is there anybody breathing fire? That's one thing I asked her. And then do they have a toga pole outside? Are they doing any toga? What do you call that that's right?
The limbo.
The limbo. Yeah. Is anybody out there? Yeah. Not toga. I'm sorry. Doing the limbo.
Got the batons, twirling the batons with fire on them and blowing fire and all that good stuff. Yeah, man.
She said, breathing fire. She goes, breathing fire? I said, yeah, breathing fire.
And Florence not on her way down the steps now. She ain't coming.
Usually, no joke, man. Usually, like when a son starts dating somebody, like the mom and dad will look into the son. I bet your future daughter-in-law's looked into you a lot. They've done a deep dive on you.
They don't know what to think, brother. I'll tell you that.
Hey, real quick, man. Yes. I gotta find out what you was thinking yesterday, because I know you are Negadelphia through and through, all the way to the bone. Did you watch that game yesterday and see the ending of it when they were down 4-0, or had you given up?
I turned it off in the 8th inning.
so you didn't see it all the way through.
No. The only time, the way I learned they won was 6:30 at night. I checked my messages, and my brother and my son and a couple other people were going back and forth about the 9th inning comeback, and I'm going, those freaking losers won another game? Because it's not real, Justin. No. It's not. You and I both know they're. Because I heard a couple people on WIP, the talk station up there over the weekend, saying that they're going to make a run and win the World Series. That baseball team's not contending for a World Series. That's not. Well,
they've won 9 straight, but who have they beat, really? I mean, the Twins, the Cardinals, they beat nobody. And to go back to your and Bino's point,
spoken like a Philadelphia fan. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not what it was, guys. I mean, this guy that they traded for, Luis Ariz, he reminds me of an old throwback player, like a Wade Boggs, a guy who just wants to put the ball in play and stuff like that. Everybody else is just strike them out or hit them out. That's all they're thinking about, you know. And Trey Turner's the worst contract in baseball.
Awful.
Right, gotta be. That guy is an abyss. But anyway, I had to let you know my info. I dug a little deeper on Ancestry.com, so it's Adam and Eve Yalamiava. I'm gonna get off here and let you go, man.
Thank you, brother. Adam and Eve. Hey, Bino, is it politically incorrect? Because some people might be turned off by me asking if Big Nick breathed fire on a Friday night.
Yes.
When they were
Tony,
having
I'm
a
guessing
luau.
That's politically incorrect.
Do you laugh at stuff like that?
You know I do, Tony.
Does it offend
I'm
you?
a sophomoric.
Are you
I mean,
offended?
that's why I'm still here.
Are you offended by it?
No, I'm not offended by it.
And somebody said Basilio's been watching too many episodes of Gilligan's Island to call it a totem pole. That is right. A totem pole. Brian, what
you
is
said toga. You said toga.
You said toga pole.
Not totem.
Brian,
so you
what
got something. You were trying to get something recalled that you said wrong, and you got that wrong.
Brian, what's a totem pole?
It's like something the Indians have, where they have like a different depictions on the way up. Like there's different rungs and different like rankings or something.
Bino,
it's real colorful.
Bino, what's a totem pole? I think that's right,
Brian,
because they say
Brian
the high man on the totem pole. All right, I got to look this up. Hang on a second here.
Don't look up toga pole.
Totem pole. No, I bet you if I looked up toga pole, it would take you to some bad websites. All right. A totem pole is a tall, carved, painted wooden pillar made from large trees like red cedar, indigenous to the people of the Pacific Northwest coast of North America. Huh? It's not an Indian thing, Brian. It's Pacific indigenous people.
That's Indian.
No, he's
that's
talking
Alaska.
About,
that's Eskimos.
He's talking about
that's
Mike.
What that is.
He's talking about Mike in Portland. He's from the Pacific Northwest coast of North America, and Jerry Colquitt. House frontal poles placed on the outside clan houses show family or village history and status. That's interesting. There's also storytelling poles featuring figures that represent parts of a specific historical or mythical event. There's also shame poles, S-H-A, M as in Mary, E, erected to ridicule or shame individuals or groups who owe a debt or did wrong. Pretty cool, Bino.
I should have had like a dozen of those for those ad things I sold for you.
By the way, Magic 8 Ball said Big Nick's had Heupel's head carved on top. He had a shame pole for him. Boys, on the way out, that's pretty next level. Somebody said they have toga poles at the Bonnaroo Music Festival. How about Brian Hartman knowing what a totem pole is?
I'm not stunned at all. Brian knows what a totem pole is.
The ones on Gilligan's Island, though, they used it to cast a spell on people. But, were you a Gilligan's Island watcher?
A little bit, Tone. A little bit. Not huge.
That was some highbrow entertainment. Were you more of a Marianne or Ginger guy, Beanstar? And you're
Marianne.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Bri? Marianne or Ginger?
I can't remember what either looked like. So that's.
You probably wouldn't want to know now.
If Titans Bill heard that, he'd slap the hell out of you, Bri.
I know it.
Till we meet again, Bino, I'll see you Friday at Calhoun's. Tomorrow, I was having so much fun, I lost track of time. I was supposed to be off 30 minutes ago. So, Laura, I apologize for that. Great calls today. A lot of fun. We'll see you at tclub.team in the morning. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really, really, really fun football season. Hit the like button for us over there on YouTube if you get the chance on the way out. Any final thoughts from you guys?
Can't wait to see you Friday, Tony, down at Calhoun's, and everybody comes out. Come out and see us.
Go hug your neck, Bino.
I'm ready.
Till we meet again, Bri, thank you. Tomorrow, Adam Sparks will be on with us answering the question he asked, which is, is this a once for all quarterback switch or quarterback naming, or is there a chance this thing flips back and forth? I don't think it does, right? We're also going to ask tomorrow, since Matt and John are more numbers guys than I am, what a representative season would look like. A true freshman, some benchmarks to kind of lay down, or do you not even do that with a true freshman starter in this league? We'll talk that out tomorrow. And I cannot wait to listen to some Cleveland sports radio. I'm Basilio. I hope you have a great day. Remember, Friday we're live at Calhoun's on the River. Great story by the gentleman from Louisiana. Sir, thank you for sharing that. I'll pass that along to Brad. We love you. We thank you. Check us out over at tclub.team. Like and subscribe at YouTube and help us continue to grow. Thank you. Peace. All right. For those of you listening live over on our app, I'm going to run the show back for you and get on with our day. Here we go.
You get used to being the number one quarterback. And I think what you'll see is during the Furman game, he'll play the first half and we'll play the first series of the second half and then come out.
Yeah, because you have a starter now. That's exactly right, Brian. We don't have to play games. And I'm with Bino. They did it a lot sooner than I thought they would. I thought they would drag it into not the first week, but at least a week from now. So, and I believe Josh Heupel's going to talk at some point during our show. We'll check in on him when that happens. But